So, you see, by its sheer enforcement, it unfairly targets minorities and poor people.
I agree. You'll never get the mayor to agree with this, but
well, he's as
he
corrupt
just
as
doesn't
they,
fucking know. He is corrupt.
well, he's as corrupt as they fucking come. Our whore-loving mayor. That's why I call him on the air all the time.
I know, I hear you.
As our population booms, so does the government's concern about issues like wildfire risks and water.
Hookers and blow, right?
But with the new collaboration deal signed with the feds, Governor Polis is hopeful for better management of public lands in Colorado.
They're important for conservation
and
carbon sequestration.
This government, this Polis, I don't like a lot of shit he's done.
They're really an iconic
he looks to me like
who we are as a
state. He signed a collaboration deal with the USDA
Forest
Service.
I completely and totally disagree with you.
You do?
Corrupt as fuck.
Okay, why do I think he has a good look then? Tell me, is he really corrupt?
Well, Tom, look at the oil and gas thing as just an example, okay?
What?
We voted down this 2,500-foot setback soundly, like 70%.
What did that setback say?
That setback said you couldn't do oil and gas drilling inside of 25 feet or 2,500 feet around a whole list of shit.
That's stupid.
All right, so it was voted down soundly.
I don't want the setback.
I don't want the setback either. That's absurd.
Especially with today's technology.
It covers like 78% of the whole fucking state.
Right.
So
no, we're in agreement.
We voted that shit down.
Right,
okay?
we did.
So what does he do?
He didn't executive order it, did he?
Well, no, but he fundamentally changed the goddamn composition of the board of the Natural Gas and Oil Production Board that approves all the shit, and they changed it by executive order to make human safety the biggest priority. And so just yesterday, a report came out where they did another commission study, and they found out that, it's bad to be within 1,000 feet of a fracking site, which directly contradicts Hickenlooper's report that came out 10 years ago to the effect. So now, he changed the rules, he changed the board, and now we've got a fucking study that says, it's bad, and so if the new priority is human safety, you ain't going to see another drill permit anywhere.
No, probably.
You know?
They did pass something. The Democratic House did pass something.
That's what I'm talking about. They changed the whole setup of the board and stuff. Okay, I might be wrong on that, but it was changed, much to the chagrin of everybody in the fucking state, contrary to the last 3 ballot issues that we've had.
Don't talk to Dan.
The state has said no. The voters have said no, we don't want this shit.
Totally agree.
So I do
not.
not
see companies starting to move out.
But you can't talk to Joe. To Dan. He's a progressive.
I'm sure. I had him spotted all the time, all along. I was saying that Dan. He sure looks
progressive.
He looks progressive. You can tell by his.
Hey, you know what? Mark, for whatever he is now, was a screaming liberal.
Really?
Oh my God! Like.
Till he made a little money.
Well, listen. You go back a few years and listen to his talk shows. He was such a Gore man. He wanted Gore so bad.
Really?
Why Gore?
He loved Gore, and when Gore lost, he was saying the election was a sham. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but you go back, and I don't know what you call it, but I call it a flaming liberal.
Bedwetting liberal?
I don't. Why would you want Gore? Gore was.
He loved him.
He's not for climate change or anything. That was Gore's big deal.
Hi, Tom Martino here.
To the
Welcome
show. 303-713-TALK. We don't have a lot of weather-related news since it's clearing up, but I will say this. We get so many new people into Colorado. This is one of the biggest growth spurts we've had in years. Every week, thousands of people moving in. If you discover the show, welcome. I want everyone in their welcome basket to get the number 303-MARTINO that they can call 24/7 for help, information, referrals, to get on the show and just get something off your chest. 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. You can also, of course, call when we're on the air at 303-713-TALK. This is the only show of its kind, and I mean it. I invented it. Been on the air more than 40 years around the country, and then I moved to Denver about almost 40 years ago. So here's the deal. Call with help, 303-713-TALK. Call. We have experts in that come in to talk about stuff like John Fuller stopped by to say hi. He's a PI, personal injury attorney, but he talks about all kinds of stuff. We also, we really, the whole emphasis is to solve problems as well, okay? Live on Facebook and live on YouTube. You can pick us up on the iHeartRadio app and podcasts everywhere. Mary wants to talk about auto insurance. Hey, Mary, so what's happening, Mary?
Okay, my trailer was damaged with hail in September the 11th. I reported to my insurance company, and so when they quoted me a price that they were going to pay me off for it.
Well, hold on. How was it damaged? By hail?
Right.
And they were going to pay you off, meaning they were going to total the car?
Yes. That's
Okay.
the trailer.
All right. And what is it? A
trailer.
I'm sorry. I don't know what I said. Okay, so totaled the trailer, and then, yeah, okay. How old is that trailer?
It was 2005.
2005. Is it a double wide?
No, it's just a trailer that you take up camping.
Okay. I guess what I'm confused about is you didn't have any vehicles hurt, just your trailer?
Yeah, because it's in a storage unit in Brighton.
Gotcha. Okay. Now you have to come up with a value. Was this custom built or bought or what, this utility trailer?
It was bought.
The good thing about utility trailers, they don't have a lot of depreciation. I thought, God, am I going nuts? I thought she said a trailer and then she said utility, but she said a camper. Okay, they do have a lot of depreciation. A lot of them, a camper, sorry. Utility, by the way, just for those listening, flat utility trailers do not have a lot of depreciation. Glass doesn't have depreciation. A lot of things don't. But the theory and the concept of depreciation is an important one. It's called actual cash value. And John, you run across this all the time, right? Because in your work?
We do. We do.
Okay, because even though you're handling the personal injury part, property damage is a big part. What about in the personal injury part, do you include, like, let's say they damaged, I don't know. I mean, let's get right down to it, something where personal property is damaged other than a car. I don't know.
Yeah, just
well,
like
okay,
we talked about yesterday.
Here's something, truly, a designer purse, okay? I mean, the bicycle hits her or she gets hit, she's hurt. She has a designer purse. Now, I know people might say, oh, come on. Okay, you can have a $2,500, $4,500 purse. Okay, what depreciation, a big deal, right?
Well, we don't.
You don't itemize.
You don't really deal with depreciation on personal property as much. What we typically see are things like eyeglasses or an iPad or a computer or something like that that's bouncing around the car, or a baby seat or something like that. Typically, those just get replaced. Now, if there is, an age component to it, like a 5-year-old iPad or something, that's going to be harder to depreciate. But the price has come down considerably on those things in the last several years, so it kind of naturally depreciates.
But in reality, you don't itemize. With your client, you just try to get them a lump sum that's going to make them happy. I mean, really, don't you? I mean, in other words, even if they're screwing around with their car with the insurance and they're off $1,000 or $500, I mean, when you get a personal injury settlement, isn't the idea to make a client feel whole, that like they don't have to go to each item and say what happened to this and what happened to that?
Yeah, that's the legal standard that we deal with. But practically speaking, we try to get as many of those personal property items handled on the property side so that it doesn't depreciate the policy limits that are available on, on the other side of the case. Right.
Okay. Anyway, the only reason I did this, Mary, a lot of people listen, and I wanted to, talk about that. But now I want to get right to your problem. So you have a camper trailer, an '05, damaged by hail. Insurance wants to total it. Now, what is the problem? Are they not offering enough money, in your opinion?
No, they don't want to give me nothing.
How much do they want to give you?
Well, this is what the agent told me. All they want to do is give me the payment that I made for the last 3 years because the
Do you have a loan on this, Mary?
No, it's paid off years ago.
What payment are they talking about?
The payment that I made as a monthly insurance payment for the trailer.
Oh, you mean they're saying, let's refund your insurance because this thing isn't worth anything, but we'll be nice and give you back your insurance premium. I mean, supposedly. I want to ask a few questions. Describe this camper trailer.
It's more or less like a home. We had
How many feet?
30 foot.
30 feet. Does it still have the wheels on it?
Yes.
Okay, now, is it towed, a bumper tow, or is it a fifth wheel?
No, bumper tow.
Okay. And how many miles? I mean, did you take it all over the country or just take it there and leave it?
No, we took it out at least twice, 2 or 3 times
Okay.
a year. That was it.
Mary, what do you think it is worth? Have you gone out and gotten estimates?
Yes, I got the closest one for the same make that I have. Is close to 8,000.
What do you mean the closest one?
The same make, almost the same model. They want 8,000.
Wait, Mary. What year was that similar one?
The same year.
Okay, so you really did find then a similar model.
Right.
Huh. And did it sell for 8,000?
Yes.
It actually sold. Where'd you find that?
My grandson found it on Facebook.
And how do you know it actually sold for that amount?
Because he told me he compared it to see if they were giving me the right price.
No, what I'm saying is, did someone actually buy it for that, or did they negotiate it to 6,000? You don't know that, right?
No.
Okay. So, Mary, you have a right to do what you're doing, and that is to give a value and disagree with the company. I mean, that's where we're at. And I believe, I'm not sure, is this considered under an auto vehicle policy, right? It's not like a property thing. It's a vehicle policy, right?
Right.
John, do you know if there's an appraisal process with vehicles as there is with a home? With a home, you can go through an appraisal process where your experts argue. I'm not sure.
Well,
I'm not sure.
You know, you'd have to look at your policy language to see that precisely.
Can we get Compass on? I want to see the right steps. I know that Mark contested value. Do you know, I saw him get like 10,000 more or possibly more. Do you remember that, Suzanne? When Mark contested value, they were going to give him on a vehicle.
Yeah, but I thought they're not covering this because the VIN doesn't match.
Oh, wait.
That's what her problem is. The VIN doesn't match at all.
Hold on.
With what they have on the policy. It's not like it's one digit off.
That bomb didn't drop. So, Mary, they offered you hardly anything. You said that your premium's back. What do you mean the VINs don't match? You didn't tell me that part.
The VIN number and the make of the trailer don't match at all to the
policy.
Let me get this straight. You were paying insurance on what?
On a trailer.
Yeah, on what? What does your declarations page say it is?
I don't know.
Well, if there's a big problem there, then what are they saying? That they sold it to you mistakenly, or that it never was insured? John, what do you think?
It sounds to me like this is a long way around, but Mary might have bought either a stolen trailer or somebody put a different VIN on the trailer. She probably didn't buy it. Did you get it from a dealer or from a private seller?
A dealer. Hold on. I think this happened. They could have just wrote it down wrong. I don't know.
Well, they could have, but you know, a certain portion of the VIN identifies the manufacturer, and she's saying that doesn't jive. The VIN says it's a Ford, and in actuality, it's a Chevy.
You have a registration for this, right? Mary.
I just shredded them all up.
You what? You shredded them all up?
Right.
Why?
Because I got all the papers out of the trailer when I emptied it on.
But Mary, do you have anything at all? I mean, anything on? Do you have the title?
I got the title.
What's the VIN number on the title? Does it match your insurance policy?
Right.
I just asked you, does it match your insurance policy?
No.
How far off is it? Is it 1 or 2 digits? How far off? Completely different?
Completely different.
Did you own a trailer before this one?
No.
How did you provide the VIN number to your insurance company? I mean, they had to get that number from
when
somewhere.
You called to buy insurance, how many years ago? Did you buy this new in 05?
Yes.
Okay, I see why it's been so long, why you can't recall this stuff. But in 05, you bought the trailer. Who got you the insurance? Did you have an insurance agent, or did the dealer?
I was with Progressive at that time.
At that time, you were with Progressive. Did you go through an agent?
Yes.
And you've been paying for insurance since 05?
Well, I got with Progressive, then I changed to somebody else, and then I went to, now I'm with Auto Owners Insurance.
Which one are you putting the claim in with?
Auto Owners Insurance.
They're a good company. I'm wondering, when you start, well, just hold on. Let's get Compass Insurance on. I'm going to go to other problems as well, but let's get them on. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. The voice you heard during this call's contributing host, John Fuller, personal injury attorney, and more. So let's talk about your problems, questions, and complaints. This one is a weird one. You know, what came first, the error or the, you know, I mean, did she put it in right and they put it down wrong? Did she give it to him wrong? Or does, I don't know. We got to figure it out.
This is probably a Compass client.
You think so?
Dude, you send a lot of people to Compass. The ones that come in from this show, probably at least 40% of them have Compass.
Those guys grew so big in such a short.
I got to tell you,
I built their agency.
Auto Owners sucks.
Actually, it's no on your side. Okay. Okay.
Even for their own insurance.
Hold on. I got a little spot. Centeno Schultz for Living Stem Cell Therapy. I have stressed this for a long time because the stem cell industry, unfortunately, is a corrupt one. Most providers are not giving you stem cell therapy. It's that simple. Please call me if you have any questions on that. No, you can call me and leave a message anytime at 303-MARTINO. Or you can simply go to Centeno Schultz. Dr. Chris Centeno is like the godfather of stem cell therapy. He's a speaker. He's an instructor. He's renowned. The first clinical setting for humans, I think in the world, but for sure in the U.S., Dr. Chris Centeno, and now with Centeno Schultz and a string of clinics called Regenex. Please do it right. Please. It costs a lot of money and insurance doesn't cover it. AvoidSurgeryToday.com. And if stem cells are not indicated, Centeno Schultz can provide other treatments. 303-963-9201. 963-9201. AvoidSurgeryToday.com.
About 1 in 3 seniors are
It's 360, Mike.
every year.
So
Many while climbing
we
in
still
and out
could use
like
that.
That's the 360, the blue ball?
It can even be fatal.
Cool.
Truth is, we all
Does
take
it-
off when climbing in and out.
Does it have a directional component
How
to,
often do you use your
I mean,
tub
is it,
anyway? Dreamstyle Remodeling.
Directional, no.
No.
You can buy
Just fix it up.
software.
Yeah.
By software, you can direct quadrants of it if he has the app. If he doesn't have the app.
we had this client years ago when I worked for a different firm that had invented this technology that was like you could sit here and out of one speaker, you could close
Okay,
your eyes.
hold on,
You could,
hold on. Did he have a demonstration tape with paper clips that you would put on headsets and you would swear the paper clips were
Yes.
right here? Okay. Do you want to hear about this? That technology? You may have known the guy that developed it, but very likely not. This is something that I investigated 3 different frauds where this guy would use this tape and, hello, I'm so-and-so, and I developed this to show you. But actually the guy you know probably developed it with another guy. But here's what I'm saying. It was a scam in every single instance. Now, the technology may or may not exist because I heard it. I mean, I'm sitting here and I swear to God there was something up there and then something over here and then something over there with just 2 headsets. Now,
it exists.
and they
It's
did
real.
it digitally.
Yeah.
But in every case I investigated, it was like I had another guy who was a really good entrepreneur. And he says, Tom, you know, I want to. He had a little gathering to introduce us to the technology, and the guy's raising money. And the guy was a fraud. And I can't believe you said that because in each case they say, yeah, I know the guy that developed it.
No. I don't know him personally, but I work for a large firm downtown, and this guy was suing because he felt like his technology had been ripped off through a series of partnerships and investors and stuff. And I mean, I don't remember the outcome. I don't think he really prevailed, but they ended up paying him money. But it was fascinating as technology. Like you're
I
saying, the same
can't
thing
believe
you
it.
could hear.
And I'm wondering why we haven't seen it because this was a way for you
Well,
to
we
have
kinda
that
have.
sound without installing speakers except for 2.
Excuse me, John, Jack wants to know if you want a coffee.
No, I'm good. I have
Yes.
no water, so thank you.
She knows you want one.
To a large
Unbelievable
extent,
we're talking about.
you've got some of that same technology built in, like your noise canceling earphones and stuff. I mean, I think Bose has incorporated a lot of that
You
stuff
know,
into their
I talked to
headphones.
an engineer who said, yeah, I know what he's doing, but no one's doing it. And this is,
It could save you up to 30%. Do yourself a favor.
this is what's weird.
Find out if your small business is overpaying for workers' comp insurance.
A sound
Check out your
has a
rates and see
fingerprint.
how much you can save.
Whether it's this,
Buyinsurance.com.
now that fingerprint shows where it was, how it echoed, how it did this, how it did that.
But it also has an anti-fingerprint.
Well, yeah, that's for noise canceling. But this fingerprint, what's amazing about the fingerprint is what I didn't know is digitally, if you re-enter that information, but alter where it came from. I mean, in other words, you can basically lie and say, this sound is coming from you here, and you swear to God because it takes the digital signature of something that would be over there.
Because the positioning of that item is based on when it hits your
I know it!
ear.
I know it's not based on the speaker.
Right.
You're exactly right. It's based on your ear. Your
And
ear
your brain calculates it based on the difference in time.
And
like
that's
a
right,
GPS
and that's
calculator
called the
does.
digital signature. And by God, this guy took 2 headsets and he walked around with the paper clips. And I swear to God, I have never. Then why, John, isn't it out?
I don't
With
know that
surround
it's,
sound, they have speakers all
right.
over the damn
Yeah,
thing.
that's true.
What?
I think the technology has been incorporated into movie theaters and all kinds
it hasn't.
of shit. You don't
because
think? Let's see if I can find it.
Not like we heard that demo.
Right. No, I heard the same demo. I know.
Honest to God, this is amazing. I wonder if I doubt there was more than one pulling the scam.
Well, I was a young
In
pup
Colorado.
attorney, and you know.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. What's amazing is, I don't know, we just got off on a tangent I'm going to share with you. What brought up the conversation? John and I met Pete. Oh, well, we were talking about a microphone. I'm going to bring up the conversation again in a little while because I want to know if this guy's still around. Now, did we get Compass on for Mary? Okay, so here's the deal. You were on the phone, Suzanne. I wanted Ugly Ed to tell you we needed him. So let's talk about, in general, insurance disputes. You have bad faith for ultimate, but here's what bad faith is. People hear that term. It's not just refusing to pay or paying less, John. What is it? What is bad faith really? Now, bad faith is, by the way, a term we use for insurance, but you can have bad faith in a lot of stuff. But bad faith for insurance says they are basically not living up to the contract.
Yeah, and so you have to take a bad faith in a first party context, which means against your own insurance company. And so that's a relationship that's defined by a contract.
Right.
And bad faith literally is when they place their interest ahead of their insured's. And normally that means, failing to do the right thing.
But it's not just saying it's not worth this, it's worth this, and it's this and that. In rare cases, look, insurance companies used to have a legit purpose. I mean, in addition to insuring, John, there was a time truly that managed care, for example, in healthcare, actually kind of gone after the doctors and stuff that were ridiculous, okay?
Right.
But it also happened with automobiles. Then they got weird. Then they go into aftermarket parts and stuff like that, and they start then subtracting from what you should be getting. Here's the bottom line. They have a fiduciary, duty to you?
Yeah, the fiduciary duty is created by the contract. So it's a defined fiduciary relationship between you and your insurance company. So I'll give you an example of the difference between, if you think about a traditional third-party context, if it's a coin toss about whether a claim is related or not, in a true adversarial relationship, 50-50, the consumer loses every time. In a fiduciary relationship, if it's 50-50, the consumer should win.
Okay, so explain a fiduciary relationship. Is an accountant fiduciary to me?
It is.
Explain a relationship in business that's not fiduciary, a car salesman.
Well,
right?
It's the difference in whether or not that professional has a duty to look out for your best interest.
And a car salesman does not.
Generally, no.
He may say, hey, let me help you get the best deal. Yeah. He runs into management, but there's no fiduciary created.
Accountants will almost always have a fiduciary relationship. Real estate agents used to have a fiduciary relationship. Now it's been clouded by buyer agency and stuff like that, so that it's not always as clear. But it's when you hire somebody to act in your interest.
Okay, and would clergy, you're not hiring, don't they have a higher level of duty as well? Because
I think they do, but it's not. Fiduciary relationships are generally created with a contract.
Okay, Jeremy is with Compass Insurance Group. Jeremy, we talk about this a lot when it comes to values. How do you get a fair value? She has a trailer, a camper trailer, an '05. I'm not asking you what it's worth, by the way. I'm asking you what we should do. What is the process? People may probably call you guys all the time and saying, hey, you know, in this case, Auto Owners is only offering me this and not that. Now, there's two issues here. One is value, and then the other one is what I'm going to talk about after that. But in general, value. What happens when you dispute the value they want to pay you?
Yeah, so I mean, the best advice I give people is come up with comp claims that support the value that you want. Most times people think what they own is worth more than what it actually is in the market, and they factor in sentimental value or, you know, whatever.
But you've seen people win. I saw Mark win.
Oh, all the time, yeah.
What do they have to do? What do they have to do?
Well, the start is, and what Mark did was, here's 4 cars similar to mine selling for this value. Well, that, you know, let's use these comps, not the comps that you're using. And that's the actual process of getting that value up.
Right. They even used the wrong model on Mark's car.
What do you mean?
The wrong model.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you handled their personal injury.
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about this then, Jeremy. This is a big one, and I know that Mary is a client of yours, or of your guys of Compass. But you guys, I mean, I don't know how this happened. If you guys took out the policy, how did the wrong VIN number get on there, where it's describing a different vehicle? Did Mary take out this policy with you guys, with Auto Owners?
She did, yeah. And we're still trying to figure out what happened on that.
Yeah.
The thing that I could say just in general that I just really encourage everyone to do, you know, we're going off of what people tell us when they don't send in their declaration.
I understand. How long ago?
Oh, sure.
How long ago did she take this Auto Owners policy out with you guys?
2017, I believe.
Okay. And did you guys go back and look at the application and all of that?
Yeah, in the application from the beginning, we have, you know, I think it's a 2003. So we basically have.
So you have on your application, you have everything filled out, but it's not the same. That would be almost impossible to do on the phone, to say, if she said 2005, okay, let's say somebody did put down 2003. Now you got a VIN number. And then that VIN number has to match the year. So there's no way someone could have transcribed a mistake on the phone with any one of those elements when they all agree. You would have had to transcribe the mistake across the board that just happens to line up with the VIN number. That can't happen. So we have to rule out someone heard it wrong and wrote it down wrong. It would be impossible to do that. But
correct.
Okay.
And in this case with the VIN, VINs
however,
for motorhomes.
How could it happen then? We know it's wrong. And who called in with it? Was it the dealer? Was it Mary? Was it her son? Mary, who called Compass Insurance in 2017, by the way? Mary?
Okay. I had insurance with Compass before I went to Auto Owners Insurance.
Okay, good. If they were your broker, they're good people. Then they switched you to Auto Owners, right? You called them and said, I want to switch to Auto Owners, or did they shop it around like they usually do?
They shopped it around.
Okay. Do you know, this is what I want to know, and it's critical. And by the way, Compass Insurance Group is the agent, the broker I recommend all the time. Right. And I have no qualms about it. They're good people. I don't know how this happened. You know, we got to figure this out. It doesn't sound like you could transcribe it wrong, but did they get a copy of something from you, faxed or from a dealer? We have to go back before this. For example, Jeremy, do you know, and do you know if prior to this Auto Owners, what was the previous trailer, the previous coverage described as? The same?
The same.
So the whole time,
the old company, we've had this the whole time.
So the whole time you've been insuring Mary, The whole time it's been described as a 2003 such and such, different make, different model, different VIN, different year.
Correct.
Okay. The only way that could have happened, she bought it new. And I'm going to tell you my hunch. When you buy something new, usually the dealer sends the information to the broker before they even take it away. Now, usually. In fact, it's required for automobiles. I don't know if it's required for campers, but here's what I want to know. Mary, when you bought your first policy on a brand new trailer, did you pull it home and call Compass, or did the dealer fax some information? How did it happen?
I don't remember.
One time, we haven't insured it since she bought it. I'm just saying. Since
you didn't?
We've insured them.
No,
we
I
have
had
not
Progressive
insured it
before that.
Oh, when did you start insuring it at Compass?
Gee, I can't remember.
What?
It's 2016 is when we started insuring them.
Oh, okay. So it was only a year before, and she had Progressive or somebody, right?
Right.
Correct.
Okay. So it was only 1 year. Is that when you picked up all of her business in 2016?
Correct.
Okay.
And so then in 2017, we moved her from the first company we had her
I
with
got you.
to
I got you. But even the 2016 policy, but you guys don't recall how you got the information, whether it was a fax or email or anyway. You don't recall it.
We do. We got the information over the phone. We did not get any kind of deck pages or anything.
There's no way anyone could have made a mistake on the phone like that, so it had to have been given to you wrong. But then where would Mary get the information to give you? This is so puzzling. Now, and for people thinking, oh, you're just sticking up for Compass. No, let me explain this. If I'm on the phone and I'm getting information from Mary about a camper, even if I wrote down something wrong, I wouldn't write everything wrong to agree with the first mistake. So if the VIN number's wrong, how did I possibly also make a mistake writing down the year and writing down the model and writing down the make? Or, Jeremy, do you just get the VIN number and then run that for the rest of the information?
Not for trailers.
I
The
think
VIN
that's
won't pull the information for trailers.
So for when you insure a trailer, they don't just give you the VIN. You ask other questions.
We need the year, make, and model, and the VIN.
And there's no way they could have copied it down wrong. Mary, do you have any idea how this could have happened? Were you reading from something? Do you remember? You don't remember, do you? In 2016. No. Goodness gracious. Oh, so the best.
It's a tough one.
Well, listen, I know why. I'm amazed that Auto Owners is even offering a refund on premium. But what they're saying is she was never really insured, so they have to give her a refund. That's really what it is.
Yeah,
can she go back and get the money back? Can she get the money back from? I understand. I have to take a break. Can she get the money back from? You think from Progressive?
I'm working. I don't know about Progressive because we didn't have that. She should certainly try, but I'm working on it for the company we had in 2016.
That's what I mean. The one, if you showed that company there was never any risk, she could probably get that refund. Now, here's the deal. If they made a mistake, errors in insurance, errors in emissions insurance, that's what it's for. But I can't see where they made a mistake. There's no way they could have written down all of that by mistake.
I think the DMV would have seen the conflict because the insurance would have to jive up with the registration, and they require you to show proof of insurance to correct it.
Yeah,
so the first cycle, no shit.
So where does this VIN match to? The VIN, have they been able to run down that
Some
VIN?
other fucking trailer. I don't see why auto owners didn't see the conflict in what they thought they were insuring. I mean, they had to send her policy documents. Why didn't she see, oh, I don't have a 2003 trailer, I've got a 2005.
Oh, even though year was off?
Yeah.
Everything was
Year,
fucked.
make, and model. Everything was fucked up.
The VIN's got to say a trailer or some type of a trailer that matches the same.
Well, yeah, it's like
The
one
VIN that
C3,
matches the
you know.
2003. I see.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Everything
like the
is
10th digit
consistent.
of a VIN
That's
is
what
the
I
year,
meant, Dan.
you know?
If it was just one mistake, Compass would have. That's their problem. But it wasn't. There's no way they can. They could make everything a mistake, but they wouldn't agree with the
I
VIN.
mean, you know, what would the savings be for a 2-year age difference on a piece of shit trailer? Nothing, you know?
No, not savings.
I mean,
what would Compass
I'm saying,
incentive be?
I don't think this lady had any ill intent to give them the wrong VIN,
No,
but,
because she's
but
paying
clearly
more.
she did.
She's paying. You know, if you experience a flood, fire, storm, mold, chemical contamination, asbestos, meth, lead, anything, please don't get hooked up with a bad restoration company. When you have property trauma, go to American Restoration 24/7. That's my message. And I hate to say this, but that industry is riddled with corruption. Please, it is called American Restoration 24/7. The website is amrest247.com. amrest247.com.
Check this out.
That's smart to understand that sometimes your pet sounds like this.
This is the current state of binaural recording.
That's what we talked about?
Yep.
And
Was that still out there? Yeah, that's
It was!
That's not a brand name. That's literally what it is. That means 2-ear recording.
But why? Okay, it's recorded that way, but how do you? Is that an ear on that?
Yeah. Look, there's 4 different models of it.
That's how you record it.
Right.
And then it will play back on any.
Well, it's special. You have to have headphones so it can do the directional shit.
Well, a speaker will do that too, no?
Not a regular speaker. It's got to be headphones because that way they can control the time when it hits each ear.
Yeah, you're right.
Make sense? But this is still out there, and it looks like it's being used by...
Are you done with Curzio?
That's why it won't work in theaters.
Right.
He says, he wanted me to tell you this, I'm not trying to throw the client under the bus, but we send them the applications, have them review their info, she signed off on it.
Right.
She signed the app?
Yes, but two.
No.
Two
Did
applications.
she sign it electronically, or this is really important?
Electronically or manually?
Yeah.
Did she sign the apps electronically or manually?
So it still requires headphones, but they're doing
But
movies.
you want to know something? Think about it.
Understood.
If you had
Tom
a
was
theater,
just asking.
If you had a theater, how about this? A Bluetooth theater. You bring the headset of your choice.
Well, it's no different than going to the fucking museum and you get the
Wait a
museum
minute.
to walk around.
You bring the headset of your choice to your theater,
There you
Bluetooth, or you rent them. Why don't theaters do that and just do all audio? I mean, even without this, why don't they? Then you don't hear fucking people talking behind you.
Right. Because they have the surround sound technology and stuff.
Oh, they do. In fact, you're right. You could not do surround sound with their technology. It
would be a total. It would require everybody to use earphones. It wouldn't be an optional thing. But it's fucking cool technology. I mean, even the little video was like, this is fucking game changing. You know?
Amazing. We saw that. We heard the same demo.
That was in like 2002, 3.
I can't believe we heard the same thing.
It
had to have been the same guy that I knew that you knew, because there wouldn't have been more in Colorado.
This dude was like,
I'm up north.
He sued them, these investors that he claimed stole his technology. And it was some big, well-heeled company. But this was a big downtown firm that I worked for.
It was probably this company.
It wasn't this one, but it's the same stuff, though. But he claimed that he had, like, he was the inventor of the technology and that they stole it from
Let me
him.
tell him that. Hang on a minute, let me tell him. She
My
hand
firm
signed
took it
both
on.
applications.
She's fucked.
Are you done with Jeremy or do you want to keep him?
Is she still on?
Yes.
Good. I'm done with Jeremy.
Okay. Jeremy, we're done with you. Thank you so much. Tom's going to handle
Think
her.
about this. On that audio, though,
You have a
it
good
wasn't
one, and I
his
might talk
voice.
to you again if that's cool.
That was the one. That's why he told me
Sweet,
he worked
thanks.
with a tech, and he had.
Bye.
I mean, he kind of.
I remember this dude was like a long-haired, ponytail wearing,
Okay,
very
hold on.
techie kind of guy,
Hold on.
you know.
You did talk to that guy, though.
Yeah.
Because that's the way he looked. I didn't meet him. I saw a picture of him or something.
Yes.
In his lab.
I want to say his first name was Chris.
I'll bet you he was suing the guy that I knew that was raising the money.
Probably.
You know what? I'll bet you that's what it
Small
was.
world, right? Yeah, probably was. But that was freaking cool technology, though.
Hey, by the way, does a confidentiality agreement, if somebody dies, do you still have a confidentiality agreement with a client? Like if they came to you and confided in you, and then
would
they
I,
died,
as an attorney, or
as
you
an
mean?
attorney?
I'd have to look into the
I'm just wondering.
status of that. I would think that it still is in effect. I don't think. Well, no, I think there's been people that
Attorney-client privilege. Like
clients
if you wrote a
die
tell-all book once you represented
yeah,
a
I
killer.
think people have done that.
How I got
haven't
this
they?
killer off.
Right.
I mean, I'm saying.
I think when you call him a killer, it kind of. Yeah, a little conflict there, but.
I'm Tom Martino, you're a troubleshooter at 303-713-TALK. All right. I'm going to other calls, but I'm going to end with Mary, and I'll tell you why. Mary, this is something, this was before they had DocuSign, not before they had it, but they didn't use it with you, and you hand-signed a hard application, 2 of them, with all the wrong information on it.
Okay.
So how did that happen? Here's what I'm thinking as well. I'm also thinking that your registration had the wrong information on it as well, but you shredded it. There's no way for us to know. I have a feeling, here's what I think. I think the state made the mistake when you sent in the title or something, when you got your registration. I swear to you, I think that's what happened because the state simply uses a VIN number. And somehow, all I'm thinking is, if the state issued the registration wrong, everyone would get the information not from the title, but from the registration from there on out. And that's how you would have gotten the wrong information, and you would have given it to them at Compass. They would have sent you the app. You would have signed it. You wouldn't have compared the registration to the title. Why would you? I don't. I mean, you saw it was a camper trailer. That could have very easily happened. Very easily. So I don't know what to do right now, Mary. I mean, I don't know what to do. You really don't have coverage. They're refunding the premiums.
And she gets to keep her trailer.
And you get to keep your trailer, by the way. They're not going to take your trailer. You get your money back and your trailer. Your trailer's still usable, right?
No.
Why?
Because you can't pull the extension out because you'll fall off the wall.
Hail wouldn't have done that.
Well, see, the water went in and damaged that.
Oh. I don't know. Mary.
Yes.
Go to the insurance commission's office. They're very attentive, but I don't know what would happen. You signed the application. Listen, if somebody takes your application and you sign it, how do you go back after them and say you didn't insure me?
I don't remember signing the application.
Well, they say they have 2 hard copied, 2 signed. Brent, what's going on with you, Brent? What's happening?
Yeah, hi, Tom. So I just wanted your opinion on something. I got a nice email that, and I forgot, I worked for a company for 15 years, and I got a pension coming to me, but they want to pay me out on it, and there's a reason they want to do that, I'm sure. But I'm just wondering if I should just leave it there.
They should have gotten you 3 options. One is to cash out and pay tax, one is to leave it there, and one is to take. And it's not that they want to do one or the other. You're allowed to transfer it, though.
Yeah, and that's, I guess, what I'm wondering, because it really doesn't.
All right, let's analyze it.
I just put it into an IRA.
Hang on. Let's analyze it. Hang on. I'll come right back to you to analyze it. Tom wants to know evaluation of a vehicle and warranty work, and Tom's got an issue with Big O tires. So we got some good stuff coming on. We got John Fuller with us, too. And this is a troubleshooter show, and that means we try to solve the problems.
Now, impact traffic. This report is sponsored by Blue Emu.
No major problems in the
Drive across the metro area freeway system. Blip of delay, westbound I-70, slow in the elevated.
Do you know what I was talking about there? property trauma, it's one of the most corrupt fucking businesses on the planet.
What is it, like the catastrophic teams that come out to fix shit when you suffer damage? Yeah, they're absolute rip-offs. But
oh my God, does it get bad? I mean, what they do to people. You know, I don't know how industries, certain ones, I don't know how they attract us. I don't know how.
Because you're the most vulnerable when your shit's flooded or burned or whatever, and you don't know what to do. And
okay. If you're in trouble and need an attorney, you need to find an attorney quickly. It's the worst time to find an attorney. That's why when it comes to stuff, you should have someone in mind. You know, that's why I talk about John Fuller, you know, have somebody in mind for personal injury. Well, you should have someone in mind for criminal defense. Joseph A. Lazara. I hope you never need it. Maybe you don't. You know what? He's there if you do. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. Joe Lazara. My referral list, referralist.com. Okay, so you get pulled over for DUI, or you're accused of shoplifting, or you got an assault conflict with a neighbor. Who knows what it could be? Life isn't always perfect. When that happens, you don't then scramble, and you got a cousin Vinny who knows Carl, and he knows Paul, and they're going to recommend a brother-in-law of the next-door neighbor. Don't do it. Get someone truly. Flat rate pricing that you can depend on. Criminal defense, 303-429-6200, Joe Lazara.
I love it. Full service plumbers that don't charge you.
If Mark is not back, you're going to have to run that one for the one you have scheduled here.
You didn't try to miss it?
I haven't hit one of those.
Is he coming back or? Oh no, he's got to meet with that guy.
Any plumbing need, Master Rooter Plumbing, 720-434-3406.
Uber.
Subject to terms and conditions.
If you run a small business, every
Is today Thursday, guys?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Is a big deal. That's why
almost over.
Workers' comp rate check
Almost over.
High insurance now available.
You don't say that to a 66-year-old man.
Workers' comp insurance rates can vary, and yours may have changed since you got your current policy.
You could go to DMV and see if the registration sheet.
So you know what I say before bed?
Simply go to pieinsurance.com and you'll
Other than that was nice and stuff like that, I say
that was nice.
Yeah. Younger, faster, stronger, richer, kinder, younger, and then I just or better, faster, stronger, richer, nicer, more spiritual. I always say stuff like that. Boom, 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 boom. I just say the words all the time. I'm in the shower, I say it. And you know, you may think it's all bullshit. It might be, but it doesn't hurt. That's one thing I know. It does not hurt.
Looking for cabinets? Are you looking for countertops? Do you want to renew your kitchen? TheArtOfGranite.com. You know what I love about Mitch Floria, the owner? He's proud of what he does and will give prices on the phone. All you have to do is call him. Why can he do that?
We used to work with this severely OCD guy, you know, and he would, one of his things was he would rate things, okay? So like he would buy a CD and he would rate all the songs, okay? And he would keep track of these ratings for like thousands of CDs and stuff. And he would kind of rate everything in his life. Like he would rate, like he'd do like a meeting with his, you know, employee, and then he would rate himself on how he did. Just crazy. So we always thought that when he would, you know, if he would ever get with his girlfriend,
we get it, we get it,
we get it. You know, how did I do? You know, what was the? Would you say that was a 9 or 9.1? I mean, really, have you ever had better? I mean, could it possibly be a 10? You know, and just we used to just go down the road of these questions and stuff. We'd come up with like 50 damn questions, you know. So Tom saying that was nice is right up there in the same category.
Dad joke. I wouldn't go over big in my house.
I'm sure it wouldn't.
Remember Bennett? I hadn't heard from him in a
He's not
while.
butthurt, is he?
No, I emailed them because I hadn't heard from him in a while. I was checking in. He's got esophageal cancer and he's been going through treatment.
I never knew he had cancer.
I didn't either.
This is
Mark
the
and I
second.
gone
And
out with
Ernie.
him
And
his
Ernie.
wife.
How's Ernie doing?
Barb just called, and Barb called a few minutes ago and says she's in touch with Ernie, and you know it's up to Ernie whether he wants her help or not. You know, so he's gonna let her know.
But what's he doing for his cancer, man?
That you might ask Daff. I think he did not want to be treated. I think he wanted to just let that take its course. That was my understanding when I met with Bob.
It's funny how these people. Yeah, okay.
But yeah, with Bennett, yeah, that I was kind of sad about that.
I got my kids on November. All these speaking engagements. Let's see, November. When is this? November 19th. Damn it. Well, can my kids come?
Ask Alexa to play 6:30 K now. Then you can hear.
Oh, no. November 19th.
This afternoon at 4.
Getting 6:30 K out from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk station.
On your smart speaker.
Available on over 2,000 devices.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, your consumer advocate. Hey, call me what you want. Some people don't like me. You know what I love, though? Even people that don't like me know that I will give good recommendations and tips and all of that. Really, let's talk. What's going on? Pension advice. Brent, okay, here's the thing you do. Ready? You ready? Okay, how much is it? That's the first thing I want to know.
About $80,000 is what they said right now.
Okay, now, what do you make a year?
About 140.
Okay. There's a reason I'm asking. Has to do with taxes. Okay. Do you have any other retirement plan?
Yeah, I have quite a few. I got 401k. I do the bank on your shelf stuff. I've got Roth. I got regular IRAs. I got quite a bit.
401k and an IRAs. Okay, so it's a very simple question on here, and that is, I would never leave it where it is. I would transfer it to one of my IRAs. It's a non-taxable event, and you get a lot more money. I would take my best performing IRA and transfer it if I wanted to just add to my retirement. If not, taxes will never be cheaper on it. Because, well, actually they will be later on. But what I'm saying is you have to take it now. How old are you?
48.
So this is like money found. Again, if you cash it out, you get only a penalty. Wait, you get a penalty, right? Yes, you get a penalty. Is this considered a 401k?
No, it's a pension. So I don't want to cash it out. I just want to know if I should, because that's what I would do. I would either move into my IRA or I would just leave it there. I'm not going to cash it out because I would get killed on taxes.
I wouldn't leave it, and I would put it in my best performing fund, whatever. Who manages those IRAs?
Spectrum.
You see, do you do a SEP, a self-employment pension? Do you do a SEP where you can put 15% away?
No, I just do the 401k right now on myself. And
okay,
then I just put money
on an IRA, by the way, I might be talking out of school. They may have changed it, but you make under a 150. I think you can still do and get all your money in a SEP, and if so, you can stash that money away. And it's pre-tax and it grows tax-free and it's a good deal. If you can do a SEP, the reason I say it is because you can only put a max of 15 grand. This 80, when you have one of those, is a really sneaky way to get it up higher faster. But if you already have a non-taxable account or deferred account, just put the 80 in that, just in your best performing one. You're certainly not in a position where you need cash or need to cash it out. I was just saying if you do, it's like, you do it and get it over with. But I'm with you, man, on keeping it in retirement. 303-713-TALK. Paul wants to talk about evaluation of a vehicle. Go ahead, Paul. What's happening?
Yeah, the scenario is a new vehicle, less than a year old. And let's say there's a warranty work. Let's say they have to put in a new transmission. Okay, and you do that at a dealer through the warranty, manufacturer warranty.
Gotcha.
And then it gets reported to Carfax because,
That's right.
as you know, many dealers are
Yeah.
part of that network.
That's right.
So based on that, I could presume that from what I'm hearing, and I wanted to check because you have that public adjuster there available to you, is there really any diminished value?
Not with warranty work. Hold on, but it depends. Actually, it can increase value when it comes to a vehicle. If you had 80,000 miles on it and had a transmission put in, that increases the value. If you have 20 miles on it and do the transmission, it's a negative event, but it probably doesn't take away from value. It's just a signal, and it would be more of a perception. If somebody was looking at the Carfax and they saw that you had a transmission done so soon, what we tend to think of is, one of those Friday vehicles, or one of those vehicles that were assembled quickly. You never know, and you can't control it.
So how do you? So really, I mean, as the owner of a new vehicle, if that happens, do you have?
No, you don't.
No.
Well, I shouldn't say. Do you have a diminished value claim? I would say I doubt it because of the level of evidence and proof. But if you want to hold on, we can discuss that coming up. It's an important topic. I'm Tom Martino.
When you think about home loans, think ideal home.
Or he wants the warranty company, the manufacturer, not only to pay him for that transmission, but the perceived lower value. Actually, in a way, if somebody looks at a Carfax and you see that transmission was done, let's say, at 200 miles or 500 miles or 1,000, and then you see, let's say, something else was done at 500 miles after that. That would definitely, in a Carfax, affect the value. Would the manufacturer be responsible to you for that?
I don't think so.
And do you have a spot coming up?
Yeah.
I would say that they've been bettered by the new parts,
George
so that
needs
would
to move
offset
his
any
date.
perceived.
Is it okay
diminishment of
because I have
value.
Chase coming in from the day that I want to put him in? I have Chase coming in from 10 to noon. Is it okay to put George in from noon to 2 on that day that I work? I thought it would work okay. Okay.
Recall? No, it wasn't recall. He didn't say. He just said it got.
He does this a lot. I don't know.
I'm sure it wasn't at 1,000 miles.
I haven't heard
I'm
of
sure it was at 60,000 or something.
Well, he said he had it for a year, so he probably had, 20,000 miles or so on
It was
it.
quick to go out. Yeah.
He probably drove it like a rape date,
I wonder if. I wonder if they look at that vehicle, if that was a common thing that I don't know. I would say betterment. Even at 20,000 miles, I'd say betterment.
We were looking at a car down in Florida, a truck, and I raised the hood and I could see a little overspray on a couple of the motor parts, and I was like paint overspray,
Oh, so it's been painted.
I'm like, you got a Carfax on this sucker, and it looked like an Earl Shire paint job. I mean, it was just terrible. And so I'm scrolling through, it's got like 7 pages of Carfax shit, and down at the bottom it's like engine fire or something like that.
Oh, it did? Of course, right there, if they put a new engine in.
No, there ain't no recovering from that, from a value standpoint. So, because all the computer shit inside was fucked up, and
well, that would have been like, say, everything, burnt wires, everything.
Yeah, you got
almost like a flood, huh?
I don't know how you could really have a fire like that and it not be a total loss, but they somehow managed to do that. So,
or I guess how bad a fire it was.
Yeah, I don't know. It was enough. It didn't really matter. It was enough to make me go, no, thank you.
No, I can see that.
You send that to the fucking auction where they don't get to turn them on.
They don't allow people to look up there.
No, we're not going to be cranking that one today. As is where it is.
Where have you been back? Did you just get back here to Denver, or have you been back here for a while?
No, I haven't been to Florida since. Well, we had to go down. I guess we went down in late August to finish up the sale of. We sold our home and bought another one.
Oh, you did? I didn't know that.
backwards. So
I thought you just built a dock right outside your house.
yeah, but that was at the new house.
Okay.
So we bought a new home, not new, but new to us on the water.
Right.
And we had to install another boat lift to fit my boat on it because what was there was not sufficient. So that's all good at the new place, but we put our old place up on the market when we bought the new one, and it took 6 months to sell, and so we had to go down and close that. But that was just a quick down and out trip. But we're scheduled to leave next Friday for the drive down, so for the year. So my wife will be there till March and stuff. But I generally, well, not generally, I'm coming right back the next week, so I'll be here.
Hank, you must get a lot of miles. You must put in a lot.
I do. So I just finally got to where everything that I can think of to charge on a Southwest card at my business and personally earns points for Southwest. So
Southwest is the best one to take down there.
For me, it is because it goes into Fort Lauderdale, and that's where we fly usually. And so it works out well. I mean, we maybe pay for one plane ticket a year. You know, everything else is free, and we fly friends and family and all kinds of other shit down there. So it works out, but
you probably can't write that off for business, all right?
I can't write shit off for business.
Really?
I mean, I can't write a fucking thing off for business. I mean, obviously business expenses within the company that the company pays, it writes off. But as far as like, you know, people writing off their toys and stuff, if you lived in Florida, you could probably figure out some way to finagle a write-off on the boat.
But even that's dropped a bunch.
It has,
I think the new tax thing, I know that's what Ted said.
Yeah.
He used to write off his Broncos.
Oh yeah, people used to write off. That's why people are selling that shit left and right, you know.
Really? Is that really? Okay.
I've got a buddy down in Florida that owned courtside seats to the Miami Heat and to the hockey team and to the pro football stadium, and drove his Lamborghini to those things. And I mean, he wrote off every bit of that shit. I'm just like, come on, dude, you can't legitimately write all that shit off.
So you get an audit.
He did, and did it for many years. And he just is like, what do you mean you can't write this shit off? I'm like, dude, I can't, okay? I live in Colorado. The ocean doesn't reach there, you know? It's like, and I'm a personal injury attorney. I don't take clients with me on entertainment deals, you know?
Good point.
I mean, it's not, my business is just not set up for that kind of expense.
What was the defense or the plaintiff work?
I'm sorry?
That client, what did they want you to do?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
The client you were talking about, you don't represent, you said Neon.
It wasn't a client, it was a friend.
Oh, no, we're talking about writing off business expenses.
You're a personal injury attorney. You couldn't justify that.
Right.
Okay.
My friend down there is he's a big contractor. He writes off everything. Who does?
Am I on? Are we on?
Yeah.
Mr. Auditor, Adjuster, IRS guy. I didn't mean that.
No, I just, you know, my business just doesn't have that many opportunities.
You don't cheat on your taxes? How long have you? When did you stop cheating?
What's wrong with you? Yeah. that's a good attorney question.
Oh Lord.
So you don't cheat? When did you stop cheating? What do you mean?
No, listen. I've heard stuff, and I mean in coursing. So, Mr. Martino, has anyone ever shared with you that you were suspected of fraud 3 or 4 times? No. Okay. And I swear to God, they'll ask. That might be an exaggeration, but they'll ask a question like that. Haven't you been sued for slander more than 10 times? No.
So it's been less than 10.
It doesn't matter. They just leave a fucking thought. That's all they want to do.
Right. But I mean, they can say, so it's been less than 10. And that's so.
Except when a moronic doctor does something. I'll tell you what a doctor did to me one time that pissed me off. I'll tell you, it's God's honest truth. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, what's happening in your life today? What is going on that you want to share, or you're pissed off about, or maybe you're happy, you're elated with a product? I would actually love to know.
products that elate you. You know, when I find a product I love, I mean, it could be anything. We're not talking about one particular thing. Oh, I could talk about one thing, Panacea CBD products that work. And I mean really work. Honest to God, they really work. So you find something, you love it. Okay, now, they work for sleep, anxiety, pain. I didn't mean for it to be a commercial, but it is. But what I mean is I really want you to call me with products you love. There's something that you thought this would never work. It might be something for your bicycle. It might be something for your car. Just a product that comes to mind that you've been so happy about. And while I'm talking about Panacea, listen to this one, okay? I mean, this is for sure. You can chew this thing and get pain relief in 20 minutes, this rapid release. And then they have things for sleep and other things, panacealife.com, but I like this one better, helpmypaincbd.com. And I got another URL the other day that I just went nuts about. And let me see. I should give it to you now. I think, oh, I hope I don't get it wrong. It's Real CBD That Works. I got that. Can you believe it? RealCBDThatWorks.com. And it's forwarded right now. I better put it in here and make sure. Anyway, so what products do you love? John, does anything ever come to mind, John Fuller? Really? Has anything come to mind that you love, that you bought, you loved, and you just never regretted it? Come on. No, you can't. Dan, can you think of anything? Okay. Well, listen, Brian's got a comment on Mary's trailer. Very quickly, Mary had a trailer insured for like 5 years or more with the wrong information. Now, it might have been longer than that, but from the time Compass had it, it was the wrong information. She signed the application. All they can go by is what is on the application that they get from the client. They don't get it from anywhere else, and they write it down. Now, even if they transposed one number, it couldn't have corresponded perfectly with make, model, year, and all of that, so it couldn't have been just one number transposed. For them to make a mistake of that magnitude, they'd have to make a consistent mistake on every single line item, which is impossible. Or they took the information from somewhere. They say they took it from the client, and the client signed the application. And, hey, it's the wrong vehicle. She said, I asked to see the other paperwork. How about your registration? What did it say? What did your other paperwork say? She said, I shredded all of that. Now, that seems very weird to me that she would have shredded that a couple days ago when in the midst of this. She says, well, when I took everything out of the trailer to move out of it, I shredded everything. Anyway, Brian's got a comment. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, it sounds... My neighbor did the exact same thing, and he never got away with it. What she may be doing is someone else's trailer she's using that was close to hers, and she's trying to get the insurance money on it because they did not have it insured.
No, wait a minute.
You could run both VIN numbers.
Oh, so you're saying, hold on, you're saying the one she put the claim in on was her neighbor's trailer that she was using, and it's the one that is the 05 so-and-so, and the one that was insured really is hers.
Yeah, it's probably somewhere else. My neighbor tried to do that, and he got in a lot of trouble. He got caught. So I'm just saying.
Wait, I never thought of that. It's so devious. You're saying that they would put in a claim on the neighbor's vehicle because they felt why? Because they felt like they were responsible. Why?
No, to get the money. That's what he tried to do. He bought a trailer, a cheap one that was destroyed, and he pawned it off as the good one, and he kept the good one in a storage unit. And they found out.
You know, we used to listen to this. We used to have people that had mortality insurance on a horse. And which one was it? The one that died first. I mean, you know, brown horse. Sorrel. You know, my brown horse died. You know, I have 3 of them. Which one did you insure? The one that died. 303-713-TALK. Okay, what's going on with Big O Tire, sir? What's happening?
Good morning, Tom.
Hi. And by the way, Kristen, you contacted us either at 303 Martino or on the website, and we called you back. Hang on, I will get to you. Okay, Tom, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No problem. But my son, I reluctantly helped my son buy a vehicle, a used Range Rover, which I've heard you say.
Oh, my God.
They have bad raps.
How old's your son?
He's 30. He was 33 at the time.
Yeah. It's a wannabe car. But anyway, he may have not done it for that, but Range Rover. Okay, so what happened?
Okay, I reluctantly co-signed for him, but he said he took it somewhere and got it looked over real good, and they gave it thumbs up. So I reluctantly co-signed for him, and he's had problems.
I often wondered what reluctantly means. When you were signing, was it slowly, or was it like a normal signature, or what's the reluctant part?
I told him I didn't want to do it at all. I didn't want to be involved. I said, Tom Martino talks about these.
Yeah.
You know,
so anyway, I hope it didn't backfire. What is going on?
Well, he's had so many problems, and the latest problem was this, I guess in August, this thing died on him off of Hampton and Broadway area, and he ended up having it towed to a Big O Tires over there. Well, he dropped it off there, and he went to work, and he goes out of town for work sometimes because his company works everywhere. He's an electrician. They called him up and said, okay, we did an estimate, and it needs blah, 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 everything. They gave him an estimate for $19,000.
How long has he owned it?
About 2.5 years.
What make, model, and all that?
It is a Range Rover Sport.
What year?
08.
08 Sport. What else? Loaded?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what's in it. I got a VIN number here. If that. I
just want to say this to people listening, especially if you're moving to Colorado and you want to get yourself an SUV. I don't know how Range Rovers got the status. I don't know how they got it. I don't know where it came from. They are pieces of garbage. In fact, when I see someone driving a Range Rover, I think, what an idiot. Or what a wannabe. The same with Audis, by the way. The same with Audis. And I'm saying this for those listening. Don't get the Quattro is probably among the better ones, but Audis suck. Range Rovers suck. And here's another one that sucks. Yet everyone, it's one of the most popular vehicles on the road in Colorado. The F-150 is too. That's a good one. But the Jeep's a piece of junk. However, they're getting better, and the Jeep is better than a Range Rover. So if you must get a car, it's not quite as wannabe as the Range Rover, but it'll put a little lead in your pencil, and that is a Jeep. They're nice vehicles. I mean, they look really good and all that. They're not as terrible as the Range Rover. So this thing is really serious. We're talking about a $19,000 bill. Now, what I'd ask first is it true? Did you have a second opinion?
No, he was out of town. He told them.
He didn't tell him to fix it, did he?
Well, yes, he did. And
wait a minute. What did he pay? What did he pay for this thing?
He's still paying on it.
What did he pay for it? What did he pay for it originally?
Like 17 something.
Okay, it was worth less than that when he bought it. Okay, so that car right now is worth 15, and he's paying more than the cost of the vehicle to fix it. Why?
Right.
Is he stupid?
Yeah, I'm thinking he might be in that range.
Well, no, he was out of town. I assume for business. He's a businessman.
That's my question. What? Yeah, he gets sent out of town regularly for this business he works for doing electrical work all over the.
Oh, I get it. Okay, so he's a tradesman.
Yes.
And
so when he was gone, they called him and said, "Here's what we got. We can do all this stuff. You need this." And you
all right, hold on.
And they gave him this.
It's too late now, and I hope you're not brought down. I hope to God you're not brought down. Hold on. Plus, what is Section 8? What's it all about? I don't know what problem Kristen is having, but we'll talk to her and more coming up. There's no way that stench ain't going to get on.
So they gave him that over the phone and said, "Whoa, I paid 17. You want to put 19,000?
Sounds like a fair deal.
I think I'll buy another car.
When can you get it done?
Yeah.
It's a sad story, folks.
I wonder. I'd like to see what everything is.
Well, I'm not sure what his question is yet. His question is, if they did the 19,000, your son owes that.
Right. I think.
But
you don't owe it, but you owe the underlying.
Is the son saying he wants to go park it at the bank?
I'm Tom Martino for Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. What I call the best insulation in the business. I should say the best retro installation. This is what I mean. If you are doing retro insulating, if you're going to your home and you're improving the insulation, and you should, even with traditional insulation, because you're probably paying too much, this goes in and replaces existing insulation by pressing up against it, wrapping itself around wires and pipes, going into every nook and cranny. It is the best. It never gets hard. It is a wonderful state-of-the-art injection system. And you can save up to 50% on energy bills and up to 80% quieter. Think about that. Fire resistant, environmentally safe, no off-gassing, requires no maintenance. It inhibits insects and rodents. It's just the best insulation. You can't do better. Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. When you see this video, it'll blow your mind. FoamYourWalls.com. FoamYourWalls.com. 720-676-6333.
So here's what he ought to do. Tell Big O Tires to fuck off. They'll file a mechanics lien on the car.
Take it.
And then they can go battle it out with the bank over who actually owns it.
I know,
and
but
your
the bank,
default judgment is only going to be
but he'll get
the
fucked
amount
on
of
the
the loan.
loan.
Both people will get fucked on the credit.
But you're not getting fucked on $38,000 worth of shit. You're only getting fucked on the 15 or so thousand that he still owes on it. And then you can run down to the bankruptcy court, zip that, and just completely fuck your dad over.
It's going to hit them both.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, I went through that. No, not like that. Not put it in or co-signing. Jeez. What year was it?
08. I got two of them up on the screen here, 15.3 and 15.999. One's got, the 15.3's got 94,000 miles. I wouldn't buy one of those pieces of shit.
No, they do. And like
I think the old Land Cruisers were pretty cool, you know. That's a different.
The Toyota Land Cruisers are wonderful.
Yeah, those are
the
bad.
old ones, and also the FJ.
But that's totally a different thing. I mean, this is a Land Rover. They're an English car, right? Land Rover.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're right there.
But I'm talking about the Toyota Land Cruisers. It's totally.
It's a badass car.
Right.
But you know, in the old days, they kind of looked the same. The Range Rover and the Land Cruiser were very similar.
Yeah.
And I think that Range Rover banked a lot on that look. Well, they used to be.
Range Rover, I think, was the original one.
Right,
I think Range Rover.
Right, it was before.
The older Range Rovers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think
they're good-looking cars.
Right.
I like them.
I'll bet you they were from the 50s. They were big like Africa and stuff.
They absolutely suck.
They're terrible.
They're the worst.
Are they still made in England?
I don't know.
I'm gonna look that up there.
If someone offered me a loaded new one, free, well, I would be not to take it free, right? I'd sell it immediately. I wouldn't take it to. Well, actually,
most are made in England.
Oh, English
you
English cars. English cars have all the looks, but man, they're pieces of shit.
Yeah, it's Jaguar too, huh?
Yeah.
The MG.
Same thing.
They have looks.
But it was. I'm sure it was. That's what they were important. You see all like the. What was the. Mutual of Omaha, Wild Kingdom, remember that? I'm sure when they were riding around there, they always had Range Rovers.
Well, you still see a lot of those kind of vehicles. Like if you go to, other countries like Costa Rica.
You're talking about the old You're talking about the old one that looks like my G-Wagon.
The square looking, right?
It's called the Defender. It looks,
G-Wagon copied it.
Yeah. G-Wagon is French.
What is that, Mercedes or? G-Wagon?
Yeah, but they took it from Saddam ordered them. Specifically, or it was either Saddam or the other guy. Hold on.
That's good enough for me.
Hold on, it was the other guy. What's his name? Not Saddam. The guy that was assassinated. Sadat.
No, the prince that assassinated the reporter.
Anyway, I think they are the ones. They are the ones that had them designed for their. They did it for their for their soldiers.
What does MBS drive? What's that dude's name?
Oh, the G-Wagons are made in Austria.
That's close.
Based on a French company's design, right? Look at the genesis of it.
By Magna Steer.
Do you have one of those?
Dealer in Austria.
God, that vehicle is wonderful.
Do you have it?
Mm-hmm.
You bought one?
A what?
You had talked about it once before, but I didn't know you were.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Absolutely the best for buying, selling, and listing property for sure. You will never go wrong. You just won't. I put my name behind Frank for so many years. I just know he'll do the best job for you, whether buying or selling your home. Okay, and by the way, his number is 303-920-1622. So here's what I think, Tom. Tom, right now, you're not on the hook for the repairs. You're on the hook for the loan. You're on the hook for 100% of the loan, not half of the loan. When you co-sign, you're basically signing. They're going to go after the most collectible person. Here's what I predict. How did your son plan on paying for this?
Well, he told me they offered to take care of it through Big O, but finance it for him.
Okay. Do they understand that it's worth less than the repairs they made?
Yeah, they got to know that. I mean, this is what they do. You know,
I have never heard of Big O ripping someone off like this. This is amazing because I would think they have an obligation to say, look, you know, this is $19,000. Your vehicle isn't worth it.
Right. Yeah, and it's a you know, they did all this stuff. They did body work to it too. I mean, I said, where did they get this body work done? He said, some company that they know.
Yeah.
They did $3,500 worth of body work on top.
You know what? You know what? Your son is a moron, man. I hate to tell you that when it comes to this issue. So
yeah, I'm not happy with him.
When it comes to this, the vehicle stuff, is he a master electrician or a regular electrician or what?
Not a master, no.
Okay. Well, here's what I'm saying. You're going to have a big problem with the loan because he's never going to be able to pay this. And eventually, right. Now, this loan, I mean, he's 20-something. How much is he into this? That's $36,000 right. In debt?
Yep.
Come on, man.
Yep. Yeah. And, you know, the 13, you know, I don't have a problem. If I had to, I could come up with the 13 grand to pay off this loan, but I'm afraid, you know, someone's going to come after me for this 19. And
no, you can't be held responsible for that unless you sign for it.
He didn't even sign for anything. He just did a verbal okay over the phone and said.
Well, verbal okay in Colorado on an estimate, that's kind of that's accepted. But man, listen.
Well, the kicker to this, Tom, is that they then called them back and said, well, turns out we can't finance you for more than $10,000. They called them back and said, all we can do is cover you for 10 grand. So then they said, you're going to have to go find a loan. So that's when he came to me. I only heard about this a week ago.
Don't give him another loan. Don't give him another loan.
Well, I looked into it and they said, well, there's no way we're going to co-sign for you on another loan with this kid. You know, I talked to some people at lending.
Well, why the hell did you even look into it? Why did you even do that? Why are you crazy?
Well, I didn't know what to do. You know, I was like,
you're going to lose $13,000. Don't make it $30,000. You're going to lose $13,000. Okay, you're going to lose it.
Right.
Your son needs to learn a lesson. I don't know, man. In his 30s, he should be doing other things than this. Oh my God, Tom. Tom, listen. I don't know what your if your exact question was, can you be held liable for that 19 grand? We don't see how you could be if you didn't sign anything. Okay.
They told him they're putting a lien on it until he pays it.
Of course they will.
He's borrowed one. Yeah.
Of course they will.
Okay. So what do I do now?
Well, now here's what's important. You make sure you're on the mailing list with the lender. So if there's any late payment or a threat of a late payment, you can pay it to keep your credit intact. That's what you want to do. Right. And then at the first sign of real trouble, you either have to pay it off or trash your credit and get a judgment against you.
Right. That lien is going to be secondary to the lien from the bank. So there's nothing they can really do with that lien other than potentially, you know, go after your son's credit, but they can't do anything to tarnish yours. So you're going to be fine.
My son has bad credit.
Well, that's fine. But once that vehicle is paid off, their lien will move into first position, and that's strictly between Big O and your son. That has nothing further to do with you.
And I wouldn't be inclined to pay it off now, but you'd be prepared to pay it off.
Yeah, I'm prepared.
All right. Anyway,
do that, and then
I just say, like I said, monitor the credit situation. That's going to be the biggest one. Let's talk to Kristen about Section 8. Kristen, I hope we can help you. What's going on, Kristen?
Well, in September, I transferred my housing voucher, my Section 8 voucher, from Jefferson County to Elbert County because I found a home there, my 2-bedroom little small home for me and my service dogs. I have service dogs. And
wait, you have one service dog?
No, I have 2 for mobility and 1 for my agoraphobia and PTSD.
Yeah, you're going to have a really tough time on that, but go ahead, keep going.
Okay, so I've got notes of need for all of them.
Well, okay. Just so you know, there are certain places that won't recognize anything but a service dog. I believe housing. What's that?
These are trained service dogs.
Well, the one for PTSD.
I have prescriptions for them from my doctor.
Though it doesn't matter if you get one from your doctor. Okay, let me tell you what they call a service dog is a dog that performs a specific duty. If it's for PTSD or something like that, it is an emotional support animal which does not enjoy the same rights as the other one. I think, however, in housing, what were you going to say?
Well, my PTSD service dog is a psychiatric service dog, and it does mitigate.
Does he give you counseling?
Task trained. It is specifically task trained.
What is the task he's trained for? It sounds like you're used to this scam. What's the task?
No. The dog, it can lead me out of stores to the car if I suffer a panic attack when I'm out.
Listen,
I tend to misplace my keys.
Okay, if you have 3 dogs all designated as service dogs, if they are, that's between you and the state or the federal government. Well, all I'm saying is, in most cases, the emotional support animals do not have the same designation as a service dog. That's all. Now,
you're right.
Now, on the when it comes to, let's talk about the landlord. In housing, they recognize service dogs and counseling. In fact, emotional support dogs almost have the same rights. But I guess what are we getting at? Are you being discriminated against, or what's happening?
No. What I was doing was I found a 2-bedroom home. Since I was approved for Section 8, and I've been on it 5 years, I have always lived in a 2-bedroom home. My 2 mobility dogs, they're very large. Their kennels take up quite a bit of room, so they've always had a separate room than me. I've always had a 2-bedroom apartment since I've been on Section 8. So when I decided to move from where I'm at, because there are 18 stairs and I can't mitigate the stairs with my disability very well anymore, so I found a ranch little house in Elizabeth and transferred my case to Elizabeth. Well, it says in the Section 8 book, give 30 days notice, which I did, and I signed off my case here, but it took 2.5 weeks for my Section 8 worker here to get it to the Colorado Housing Authority, and then a few more days from there to get it to my new.
What are we getting at? Let's get to the problem part.
I have 1 week. I've given them the 30 days. I have 1 week left where I'm living at, and come to find out that the 2-bedroom house that I found does not qualify.
She doesn't qualify for 2-bedroom anymore, is my understanding.
Suzanne says it's you that don't. The house will qualify, but they don't consider.
Qualified. Yeah, they just did the inspection and it qualified, but they only have me under a 1-bedroom voucher.
Kristen, listen, Kristen. Even though they are service dogs, they don't see the need for them to have a bedroom. I'm saying to you that under Section 8, you do not qualify for anything more than a 1-bedroom, even if you manage to get it by in the past. We're looking up the regulations, so I can't help that part of it. Is that the problem? You want a 2-bedroom?
No, the thing is I requested a reasonable accommodation for a 2-bedroom with no stairs.
Kristen, I understand that. I understand, but you don't qualify for it. Let's stay on that part. What part of that do you not understand? Are they allowed to make exceptions? I don't know. Are they?
Yes, they are.
Okay,
yes,
under what? Tell me what conditions.
Actually, per ADA, they can't really turn you down for a reasonable accommodation.
Wait. You're calling a bedroom a reasonable accommodation.
An extra bedroom, yes, for
Okay.
my service dogs. to
Oh,
have.
you're calling that a reasonable accommodation. There are others
correct.
that will say it is not a reasonable accommodation. You know what? We have a housing expert. We have an ADA housing expert. Suzanne, I get her on all the time for questions. She's the one that told me about emotional dogs.
She doesn't do houses, though, Tom. I'd have to find someone else.
I thought that was the one thing I had asked her about, housing. She knows about it, though. She
always tells us to call HUD.
Okay, I think she's answered. Just ask her if she's answered
I'm
those
going to
questions.
shoot an
to me
email,
before.
sure.
I might be dreaming, but I remember talking to her specifically about landlord issues. Okay. You just heard it. She has service dogs and wants them to have their own bedroom. And she thinks that's a reasonable accommodation. Now, it might be. What if she had a giant breathing machine or something that had to be put somewhere? You know, you have to have room for it. I mean, could we make that accommodation? I don't know. Maybe we have to take this seriously. I want to know what people think when they're listening. 303-713-TALK.
This is Denver's Talk Stick.
I didn't really want to touch this one. Dear God.
Could you comment on this one, John?
What do you think? Is that a reasonable accommodation?
I don't know. I don't even have a clue what she's
What do you
saying.
think? What? She thinks it's a reasonable accommodation.
I think
She
in her own mind,
gets Section 8. She doesn't want a one-bedroom. She wants a two-bedroom, so her dog can have its own bedroom.
I'm going to have to talk to you about an endorsement for tree and lawn service.
That
Dokie.
would be huge.
Tom, listen to this guy.
Which guy?
MileHighEstatePlanning.com. What a wonderful website. It says it all. And that's what Blake Harris, attorney at law, does. He does estate planning. That includes, always free consultations, of course. And then they concentrate on asset protection. Here's something you need to know. The very ultra-rich need less asset protection than most of us. Why? Because we can't afford these big lawsuits to keep stuff and to ward off people. It's better not to be a target and to have assets protected in all income levels, really. So you need to talk to them about it. And also, what about managing asset distribution so kids don't squander your money? What about trust matters in general, like forming, amending, dissolving, revocable trusts, living trusts, irrevocable trusts? Protect your money so your kids don't lose it. Estate planning, probate and avoiding probate. MileHighEstatePlanning.com. Blake Harris, our expert. 720-924-6171. 720-924-6171.
Yeah, that's Section 8, I would say.
Well,
they should have got with her.
I think what she's asking for is bullshit.
That's.
Okay, you want to know the truth? That's what I think.
Right, but they should have probably told her quicker.
But Dan and his ilk of progressives, they're always looking for the extra handout.
Ain't that the damn truth?
I'll never forget, we were having a discussion one time, and I put words in his mouth, and I started saying, and of course Dan thinks every time I just his fucking veins were popping, he got so pissed and he was
No, you said I was a racist.
No, that
Yes,
was
you
a
did.
different, I wasn't talking about that discussion. That one you were a racist. I'm talking about,
You know why I was a racist? Tell them that why I was a racist.
I forget.
Because I didn't want free education, free college education for everybody.
Here's what I say. No, listen. Can I say the real fucking truth? It's not, college, if college was free, I said if opportunity, I'm a socialist for opportunity. If opportunity is afforded, not fucking put up with, I said afford it.
Socialist for opportunity.
Yeah, what I mean is I think fucking distributing income and all that, fuck that. Distribute opportunity. In other words, all should have the same opportunity. All my theory was this. If college was fucking ultimately free, I believe, listen, forget the socialist notion and listen to this.
I'm listening.
The fucking ultra rich have this money making machine. They have endowments of billions of dollars sitting in college funds. And then what I'm saying is only the rich get to fucking go to that school and maybe a few grants. So that's why the rich get richer. It has nothing to do with fucking money. It has to do with opportunity. Many times you don't even get the opportunity. We could be missing brilliant geniuses and entrepreneurs in the ghetto. So all I'm saying is if they had the opportunity, if they squandered it, fucking kick them out. The same with rich people. That's all I'm saying. Okay, there's nothing wrong with it. The notion that Dan had was, well, they'll just squander it. Then fucking kick them out. Kick them the fuck out. Only the people that deserve it will be there, but it won't be determined by money. Only the people that deserve it will be there, and it won't be determined by money.
So here's the funny thing, okay?
Yeah.
In my home state of Georgia, about 20 years ago, instead of applying lottery dollars to parks and recreation like we do here in Colorado, they made college free for lottery dollars. Okay? So you can go to college in Georgia for free.
Good.
They've been doing it for 20 years.
Good.
No significantly different number of people go to college after it was made free than did
Then
before.
no harm. No harm.
I'm saying it doesn't
But
fucking
the
matter.
opportunity's there for a brilliant kid with that
But
has.
what good did you do, Mr. Socialist, in making that opportunity? It
What
doesn't
wrong
fucking
did you
matter.
do? What wrong did you do?
But
But you know what? It'll always stay the same.
Argument.
What wrong did you do? What I'm saying is, it is wrong when you have a fucking brilliant kid in a ghetto that can't go to the same college as some fucking Brad Blue Eye who is a fucking idiot, and the only reason he's there is because of his dad's money.
Just because my dad had $500,000 to bribe the polo coach.
No, you know, all I'm saying is this.
I don't know what a horse looks like.
I'm just saying, look, all I'm saying is this, is that we are missing, I think we're missing tons of people. The argument that in Georgia there's free college and nobody goes, I don't know that to be a fact. I don't know if it could have helped several kids of low income.
But you also don't know that your free college program is going to make this huge fucking difference in the world.
Hold on.
You're just hypothesizing.
What harm would it do? I'm asking you what harm it would do.
That's ridiculous.
No, it's not ridiculous. What fucking harm would it do to give people opportunity? What harm would it do? No one wants to address that. Oh, I just don't like it because I'm fucking elite.
Tom, listen, dude, I put myself through everything.
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show, folks. Now, Kristen wants a reasonable accommodation. She wants a second bedroom for her dogs. I don't think it's reasonable, okay? We're trying to get a hold of a housing expert. I'd like to know what you think. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. So, Tom is back with a question, and I'll go to him after Brett because Brett's been waiting a while. But Tom has another question about this $19,000 bill his son racked up at Big O Tire on a car worth $15,000. It's Brett's turn. Brett, what's happening, man?
Hi, thanks for taking the call.
Brett, what can we do for you, man?
Our property in Lakewood has a privacy fence at the rear, and it's just gone. I've repaired it many times. It's time for a new fence. And
what does it border?
It borders our neighbor to the west. The property's back on each other, and we really do appreciate having a fence there, and we like the privacy fence.
You both like the privacy fence.
Pardon me?
You both like the privacy fence.
Well, my wife and I do.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's something we've become really accustomed to.
So what's the question? You want to fix it and you want to get them to help pay?
No.
Oh.
I'll be paying for the whole job, and I'm too old to do it myself anymore, so I'll be hiring somebody.
Now there are usually setback requirements for individual fences unless this was established years and years ago. Whose fence is it?
Well, that's the thing that I'm puzzling over. Behind the privacy fence, behind it from us, there's this ancient old wire fence.
Behind it, meaning on the other side other than your property. It's not on your property. Okay.
Exactly. And
who put that privacy fence up that you're talking about right now?
You know, we're assuming that the folks that used to live here put it up.
Well, what you have to do is if you have a survey, the survey will clearly show your lot line. And if it's set back onto your property, it's yours. If it's set back onto the neighbor's property, it's the neighbor's. If it's exactly on the survey line, which usually it is not, it was either a joint fence agreement or a developer that did that. So if it's a joint fence agreement and a developer, there's nothing you can do about it except set back where they require it and put your own fence up and connect to it on each side if you have to. But here's the deal. You don't get to knock that one down. If it's the neighbor's fence, same thing. You go to the setback on your property, put up your own fence. So in either case, you need a survey.
Right. And we had the place, or we paid for a so-called survey when we bought the place in 2005.
Well, no, that's an improvement survey.
Right. I see that.
It's not an official survey. It's an improvement survey. That's all it is for loan purposes, and that's what you paid for.
Okay, so I need a real survey.
Well, it depends on what level they did. If they verified monuments and did a lot line that they'll stand behind, no, you don't need a new one. But
it says specifically that it's not to be relied upon for the establishment of fence.
Well, then you answered your own question. You need a survey, yes.
Okay. All right, thanks so much.
Now, you know that survey is going to cost more than that one did for loan.
Yeah, I can imagine. Any idea?
All you're doing for a loan is a lot line verification and improvements. You want to make sure, like, your garage isn't on someone else's property or something.
Right. Okay.
Well, actually, the bank wants to know that. The bank did it totally for their purposes.
Mm-hmm.
What were you charged for on that?
$110.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way. They probably did imaging for that. They didn't send anyone out. A survey is going to cost you $2,500, Brett. Did you know that?
Thank you.
Minimum. Yeah, okay. 303-713-8255. Not what he wanted to hear, but so Tom is back. His son racked up a $19,000 repair bill for his piece of crap Land Rover worth $15,000. Unfortunately, Tom is co-signed on the loan, so it could come back to haunt him. That's now has a $13,000 balance right now. So what's going on, Tom?
Yeah, I got disconnected so fast. I wanted to ask you this other question. Is my son legally obligated to pay that bill even though he didn't sign to go ahead?
Legally, I'm not going to speak to legally. John Fuller, what do you think legally-wise? He gave approval on the phone. Is he obligated to pay it? I'm going to guess and say yes.
Yeah, you bet.
And I'm sure they recorded it.
Because here's what would happen. What are you actually asking? Is he legally obligated? You're asking, is he legally obligated? So the question is this: was there a contract? There's only a contract if you have agreement. What's the agreement? We do these repairs. You agree to pay this much. That's the consideration. That's the agreement. Okay, now listen. Then you have work performed. But what are the four things they always say in law school you need for a contract? You need
offer, acceptance, and consideration.
Right, okay, three things. Offer, acceptance, consideration. The other one I wanted to say was execution. But you don't. I don't want to get into it right now. Right now, you had that offer, the acceptance. Right now, here's the deal. So, is it a contract? Well, yeah, if they agreed. Now, if you're the only way, and I think this is what you were asking, is there a way out of it? If your son said, I never authorized it, they'd have to prove it. He could simply lie and say he never authorized it. You know?
But you've still got mechanics lien issues and stuff like that. I mean, they're going to be protected.
And what they call, and again, I have to say this right, or I get calls every time when I say quantum Merowit as opposed to Marriott. I say it quickly, and I'm reading Merowit and not saying Merowit, but it's quantum Merowit, which means if you get the value, you have to pay for the value under most circumstances.
Now,
exactly. Even if they got a secondary lien.
He's not going to get to test drive it.
Right. That's exactly right.
All I was saying, I swear to God, John, listen, I know that people work hard and I know that's important. I'm not suggesting people not work hard. I'm saying if they can't maintain an average and they can't do the work.
Well, that's what they do in Georgia, and over 7 out of 10 fall out of the program because they don't maintain
well, you know
the
what?
program.
I think that good ideas need to be worked on, and I think this. All I'm saying is, if the only thing keeping a kid out of college is money, it is fucking terrible. It's terrible. If that's the only thing keeping a kid out of college, it's terrible. I don't think money should be a determining factor, because by default it becomes an issue of minority and poor people, and it perpetuates the rich and it perpetuates the poor. That's all I'm saying. I mean, what would be wrong with giving opportunity?
Does Georgia do 4
Let's
years?
talk about fix it 24/7. In this weather right now, okay, it's cold, we saw some snow, you got to take advantage of their absolute $39 new customer special. It's blowout when you see what they do. I know a lot of people have specials, you know, 19, 29, 59, 89. What's important is not the price. What's important is what they do. And for $39, no one will do more. No one will do more than this company, okay? And if you, I want to go line by line if anyone wants to dispute it. $39, they go through every single square inch of it. They don't just wipe down the cabinet. They open up, they take out the blower motor and clean every blade. They take out the burners to where they can. They take it apart to the extent they can. With parts removed or loosened, they clean around and up and in and out and make it 100% refurbished to the extent they can now, of course. If you need replacement parts, they would let you know. But $39 with a no breakdown guarantee. FixMyHome.com, 720-526-3939.
Turn the volume off for just a second.
If you run a small business,
Every penny counts. So saving up to 30% on your workers' comp insurance is a big deal. That's why you need a workers' comp rate check from Pi Insurance, now available for small business owners in your area. Workers' comp insurance rates can vary, and yours may have changed since you got your current policy. That's why Pi Insurance invites you to get a quick online quote right from your computer or smartphone. Simply go to piinsurance.com, and you'll know in just minutes if you're overpaying. Pi Insurance was built a better way, to make workers' comp a no-brainer, with an easy online experience and outstanding service. Pi's coverage is A-rated by AM Best and helps protect your business and your employees. Plus, it could save you up to 30%. Do yourself a favor. Find out if your small business is overpaying for workers' comp insurance. Check out your rate today and see how much you can save at piinsurance.com. That's pieinsurance.com.
Did you know indoor air can be 5 times dirtier than outdoor air? Hard to believe, right? And if you suffer from allergies or asthma, breathing clean air is not just important, it's essential. I'm Jaya Rao, co-founder of Molecule, makers of radically different air purifiers. Until now, the most common way to get cleaner air was with a HEPA filter. But outdated HEPA technology doesn't effectively remove bacteria and mold, which can make you sick. Molecule's revolutionary Pico technology doesn't just trap micropollutants, it actually destroys them. Molecule works so well, it made Time Magazine's list of best inventions. For truly clean air in rooms big or small, there's a Molecule air purifier for you. Try it for 60 days risk-free and send it back if you're not satisfied. Plus, right now, when you visit molecule.com, spelled MOLEKULE, you'll save 10% with promo code FRESHAIR. That's promo code FRESHAIR. Don't collect pollutants. Destroy them with Molecule.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents... Doug.
Limu, I love how we're always looking out for each other. Kind of like how Liberty Mutual looks out for you by customizing your home insurance. So you only pay for what you need.
Limu, why didn't you tell me about the uncovered manhole? I was literally just telling you.
I didn't call for that because she's in that
Maybe,
before.
maybe I have Daphne try to score an angel there. I've never talked to anyone at the fair house. I mean, maybe
Well, we don't have to leave her on, but
okay.
we can
Well,
try to find someone.
Let me tell you that Eva has a great comment. Service dogs are thousands to certify. How does this woman have thousands to certify her dog?
No, there are thousands. Hold on.
They are.
There are thousands to train.
Why should she not have the opportunity
Suzanne,
for a service
there's
dog?
thousands to train. To register them is not
I
valid.
can't.
Oh, that's what I
believe
mean.
A dog shouldn't
And
have someone.
what happens?
How did she
I'll
get-
tell you what happens.
Suppose they
These
wanted to go
dogs
piss
are
outside
donated
too,
to
right?
people that need them. That's how it
I
It's
suppose
happens.
they wanted to go
ridiculous. She
piss
wants an
outside, too,
extra
right?
bedroom, and she's not going to get it, Tom.
Everyone
And
thinks
that's
it's
really what
ridiculous.
she
Everyone
needs to be
thinks it's
told.
ridiculous.
Well, that's bullshit. That you should have your own bedroom.
They make that dog go outside to use the bathroom too?
No, but I think the dog should be allowed to go to college.
Should be a sex offender dog if it's getting outside.
I think that dog should get to vote too. What the hell?
Have you ever heard of a guy getting registered as a sex offender if they got caught urination in public?
Yes.
Yes. And you want to know something? His fucking life is ruined.
It is.
That is a travesty of travesties.
They tried to change that a few years back, but yes, that absolutely was the result of an
Is it
indecent
still?
Was it
exposure.
like on the
I don't think it
street,
is. It was changed. But yeah, it was just the indecent exposure component of it.
What was it like on the street? Like you just walked out of a bar and unzipped and did it?
You know, somebody had to see you, Johnson, hanging out.
I got actually different names. Johnson too.
Your junk had to be exposed.
Do you know what I hate? Do you know that Harvard has tax-free status? Listen to this. They have enough in their endowment. They have enough in their endowment to send people to college for the rest of eternity without paying tuition.
Really?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Service dogs cost thousands of dollars to train. But they're donated to people. People don't pay for them. If you were wondering how do poor people have service dogs, they get them donated. Yeah, they get them donated. Kristen has 3 service dogs. She claims they're service dogs. I'm not going to get into that debate. Let's assume, for argument's sake, they're service dogs. She can't have a 1-bedroom because of 3 dogs. She wants an extra bedroom. She thinks that's reasonable. She wants a bedroom for her dogs. Eva's got a comment on that. Go ahead, Eva.
Yes, I saw a program about that the service dog to train from puppyhood, which they have to do, costs over $30,000.
Did you hear what I just said about that? And then they're donated to people. I don't know anyone who pays for those dogs.
Right, but I'm saying that she's bilking the system then if she's got 3
$100 grand.
And she's trying to milk the system and get an extra bedroom for them. And I love animals. My gosh, I could understand her wanting to keep them, but then don't put them in cages, just sleep with them.
I don't know what the answer is, Eva. At first, I say it's ridiculous, okay? And you know, right. a bedroom for the dogs. I don't even know how one person needs 3 service dogs. I can't believe that one service dog can't be trained for various duties, but maybe they can't be. I mean, certainly a dog that does. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, would a charity donate $100,000 to one person?
I don't know how she got them. Let's talk about that. Kristen, how did you get the 3 dogs? That's a fair question. How did you get them?
Okay. I didn't want 3 dogs.
Okay.
The one that I originally had was a wash. So then, in order for me to have any amount of
what do you mean
to leave
was
my
a
home
wash?
without my father with me, a wash means it was a failure. It was not appropriate for public access.
The first dog.
So right. So I got the one that's trained as my psychiatric
So that one that was a washout.
That was my priority at the time.
The one that was
this
a washout.
Over a 4-year period.
The one that was a washout. Did you give that one back?
No, I adopted it. I found a home for it.
Okay. So then you get another dog, and then what?
This one, I self-trained with the assistance of the trainers that I had for my first one.
Okay. And what did that dog do?
By then.
And what was that dog trained to do?
So this one mitigates my psychiatric issues. But then I have chronic illness, and it became worse, and my mobility was decreasing. So then this dog that I got for psychiatric is too small to mitigate my mobility needs. So I had to get another one in order to mitigate.
And how does he help?
Needs.
And how does he help you with mobility?
We got this all mixed up. My complaint isn't really having a 2-bedroom or a 1-bedroom. My complaint was it took my Section 8 worker 3 weeks to get my file ported to my new Section 8 worker, which is in Elbert County.
But may I ask something for people listening? I will get to that, and we are looking for an expert to help you. I swear to you we are. That's why you're on hold. But I wanted to ask something, and I want people to know this. Even if I don't personally agree with someone, I never let that get in the way of help if it's there. Honest to goodness, I don't. Even if I think it's ridiculous sometimes, if the help is...
I don't have freedom. My day-to-day activities require my service dogs in order for me to be independent.
Kristen, I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you. I'm just talking about the bedroom issue. But I want to ask something. The one dog that does mobility, what does that dog do for you? What is the service?
That dog provides balance. It braces for me. So
okay.
Right. Because I have fibromyalgia, I have scoliosis. So my hips are becoming uneven.
Okay.
And my leg gives out on me.
How old are you, by the way, Kristen? How old are you?
I'm 58.
Okay. And so how long have you had all your disabilities?
My fibromyalgia began, the first signs and symptoms of it began about 20 years ago. And I've been disabled for 20 years. I've been on disability.
Goodness. Aren't you, though? Isn't this a wonderful country, though, where we can have housing and we can have income and we can have service dogs? I mean that sincerely.
For 20 years. I'm not trying to bilk the system. No. I paid my taxes. I was a nurse for 20 years prior to this.
Look at Kristen, you know, you don't have to defend yourself with me. I just said, isn't this a wonderful country where someone can have a place to live and they can have Section 8 and they can have service dogs and income? It's a wonderful system. You certainly didn't pay enough to pay for that. We all pay for it together. That's
we
what.
All do.
And
yes,
and for those deserving, I've often said this before. People don't have an objection. I think most people to paying taxes, or social services, if it is deserving. Everyone wants to help.
That's right.
The third dog, you said one is psychiatric, one is balanced. What was the third use?
Right. That is for mobility also, because one is for in-home mobility because they get.
All right. We're going to come back. We have other people as well on the line. 303-713-TALK. We'll be right back with more. I'm Tom Martino. If you didn't hang yourself, we will be back with more.
Would you be surprised to know that over 70% of students at Harvard receive financial assistance?
Yeah, but no, I would have thought more.
Yeah, but can I explain that scam to you? John, if you really want to listen, because it is a scam. I know you're into the rich and all that, but listen to this.
I'm into the rich.
That's what I'm doing. I did to Dan. Listen, what I'm saying is this. Just 1 second, Dab. I got to get this damn thought out.
Okay.
In their endowment, here's what I love. They have a fundraising night for the people that need assistance. Okay, they raised. I was at a fundraiser.
I'll get out of here.
I was at a fundraiser.
I got him.
They raised $14 million.
Yeah.
Oh, now listen, and the assistance they grant is for those students to pay full tilt back to the college. It's a circle jerk. There's no assistance of anything. They're giving assistance to pay that school full time.
Tom, every dollar that they pay themselves back is a dollar the parents don't have to pay or the kid doesn't have to borrow. How can you not see that?
But what I'm saying is they're paying plenty. The assistance is not full rides. It's not a full ride.
I'm just reading the webpage to you.
And why don't you look at the stats at what the income level is of most parents who have kids in Harvard? Why don't you do that?
I'm looking at it right here.
No, the average student in Harvard, what do their parents make a year? What do you think? It's 50 grand? Okay, I'm sorry. We were having a heated discussion.
Okay.
What's going on?
This is John Miller. John,
hey,
man.
Nice to meet you, sir. 4 and 2. I love it.
Yes, yeah.
Got him warmed up for you.
He feels right at home. And he feels right at home walking off on the first floor with all the red.
Really? So
what do you mean? What do you mean?
The red.
They get it for free.
Because he works
at Georgia.
They don't have red.
Georgia State. It's free.
No. If you maintain over the average and you graduate high school with over
I thought it was
holy shit.
Pretty good. So, real quick, when you talk, make sure your mouth is really close to the ear. When you speak, you push on, and then when you're finished speaking, you push off.
My shit all the way through.
Yeah, and if you have any problems,
I borrowed my ass off, but I saw
15-minute break.
Average income for Harvard students.
At the next 15-minute break, John, there will be a commercial.
Oh, okay.
There will be a
That's
commercial,
not
and
super
then Tom will do a live commercial. So he'll kind of go like this. We just need to be quiet, and he'll go into that. But he'll let you know. Sometimes.
I would have thought, way more.
I mean, that's just above the poverty level anymore.
No, come on now. What is the poverty level?
I don't know.
It varies by state, doesn't it? No?
What is it in general?
For a single person, probably 20 grand.
I gotta use the restroom. You can stick around as long as you want. You can leave if you want, but you can stick around.
Oh, stick around.
I'm gonna go to the restroom though too, so I already know where.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
Sometimes we get some pretty heated discussion.
Yeah.
When we're not telling you, Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Between breaks, because the breaks were still on Facebook or YouTube, yeah, so you know all that.
Yeah.
Here's the good part.
I just heard a little bit this morning with Section 8.
Yeah, well, no, that's, I think we all agree, she wanted, but the whole thing on that one, the Section 8, they should have let her know ahead of time and she was turned down, now she's between a rock and a hard place. But her, when she first came on, she was talking about she needed a 2-bedroom for her dog. Second bedroom for her dog. That's what So you're not, so you work in you do the basically selling, you're not a mortician.
No, I don't. I'm not a mortician. I don't do selling. I just go out and do presentations.
Oh, okay.
So workshops, outreach, marketing, and so forth.
Do you work for a company?
So I work for the Archdiocese of Denver Mortuary and our cemeteries. Not all of it is St. Simeon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And your dance planning is strictly for the burial, cremation.
Right. Yeah.
You don't do the what's it like
life insurance.
Not life insurance, so much life insurance, but other planning, so financial planning.
Correct. We don't do that.
Because my sister just did that. She had a grant from back in North Dakota to do it. Now they took the grant away, but it's something that people like, say, for wills and all that.
Sure. I team with lawyers, and then also with our kind of foundation, our Catholic Foundation, and we talk about leaving a legacy gift, and then for like nonprofits or Catholic schools and stuff like that. And then on the other hand, making sure you have a will, and do you need a will, do you need a trust, and answering those questions. What happens after you die, and that whole process of
right, people, and like I said, Neil's here.
This report is sponsored by Delta Dental of Colorado. The drive across the metro area freeway system for the most part remains in pretty good shape. There's a couple of delays on the highway drive eastbound I-70 and stop and go there between Urbana and Peoria. And northbound I-25
Blake from Mile High,
but stop and go as well. The rest of the drive on the highway is looking pretty good. Off the highway, got a big crash there. First in Colorado to watch out for. Avoid the area for now. Crash being cleared to Federal and Bellevue.
Like my wife and I, we pre-planned or did our will and all that because of the kids.
Chilly, a high of only 39. Right now it's mostly cloudy in Denver, and we're sitting at 31. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner on 630 KHOW. Delta Dental of Colorado can help you protect your oral health.
We currently are in need of doing all that shit.
Go to Delta Dental.
So we just had a guy on
today to all of the plan options
from Mile High Estates. He said 60-70% people don't have it.
Almost everything we have is
I'm glad you said you don't, because I don't.
Yeah, almost everything we have is held in joint tenancy, and so we dying without one wouldn't cause
the bad thing
a
is
whole
kids
lot
are
of.
young though, right?
No, my daughter's gone.
Oh, okay.
So it's not. We don't have any of those concerns.
Would you have a concern with her just getting everything right off the bat?
My daughter?
Yeah.
Oh, that would not be.
John,
a good thing.
I work for the Archdiocese of Mortuary.
Oh, the Archdiocese itself you work
Yes.
for?
You give a younger kid.
You're fooling. I didn't realize. Why would the Archdiocese have an outreach program?
Right. So I come to parishes, community groups, retirement homes, and I talk about the importance of pre-planning for funeral planning, but then also what is involved in that process. What happens when you die? Who does the family need to call? All of those questions. And then we also do like some panel where I bring in a lawyer to talk about.
I wonder why Carfax does that. I mean, it's a great service.
To get money?
Well, it's one way because the events kept secret in town.
Oh, yeah.
Now, does outreach do more than just that kind of advice?
I think it'd be, it's like lottery money, it's the same kind of thing,
Tom Martino.
Did you get your deal resolved?
Yeah, we're still.
Cool.
Hello, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. That's the number I get because that's the number we use right when we're in the studio, but you can use 303-MARTINO anytime, day or night, 24/7, 303-627-8466. This hour brought to you by CBD, the products that work. Panacea CBD. Panacea Life, a local pharmaceutical lab in Golden, a real pharmaceutical dose. I mean, we're talking, when they say this many milligrams, they mean it. They have both full spectrum and with THC, just minute amounts that are allowed by law. And then, of course, no THC products. And I'm telling you, they really work for pain, anxiety, and for sleep. And here's what you can do. You can go to realcbdthatworks.com, realcbdthatworks.com. So let's talk. What's on your mind? I do have an email that John could easily answer. John, are there statutory limits to my personal injury lawsuits, and do they go according to injury? That's a good question. Like if you have a minor injury, is there a limitation? You got to turn the mic on her?
There are statutory limits to damages in Colorado. And
there are. I never knew that.
States.
Like what? Like what?
Well, there are limitations on non-economic damages. Those have been capped in Colorado for the last 30 years.
Like, what does that mean, non-economic? Like pain and suffering?
Yeah. Your economic damages are not capped. That means if your medical bills are $1 zillion, there's no limit to that.
Right.
But non-economic are the more of the intangible pain and suffering type damages. Just those things that didn't have a bill.
Your loss of quality of life and your sadness, whatever, anxiety.
All those things. Those are called non-economic damages.
Okay.
And we do have caps in Colorado. They get adjusted every year based on the cost of living increases and stuff, and it's set by the Secretary of State's office.
And what's that?
What is the dollar amount? I think currently the dollar amount is roughly $500,000. And it's not a number that's even shared with juries. So juries sometimes will award
millions,
big numbers, and don't know that after they're politely asked to leave, the judge will knock that down to the caps.
Okay, but is there a I don't mean sneaky, illegal way to increase that anyway?
So the law is written such that if the judge or jury finds that there's willful and wanton, meaning really, really bad conduct, that they can double the caps. That really doesn't happen too often. It's a rare case where you see that happen.
Well, I hate to ask this because I don't want to diss anybody, and I'm not going to mention names ever. But when an attorney brags about getting I just got a $3 million verdict or a $30 million verdict, it means nothing.
Well, it may. It just depends on the type of damages that they had. So, that could be a life care plan of economic damages that are going to be millions of dollars. We've had numerous cases over the years where, say you've got a birth injury case, and you've got a child that's got a lifetime of medical care that they're going to need.
Well, that's more economic damage.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Or you've got a wage loss claim. Some guy like you that's making, zillions of dollars a year. That would be a huge economic
Thank you very much. Elitist pig. No, I'm just kidding. Tom with Big O has this. I don't think you have yet another question. Was this just left up on the computer by mistake? Are you still there, Tom?
No, it's me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
the problem that won't go away.
For you.
No, seriously. If you do have another question.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I'm happy to help. I just got to recap for people just joining us. And by the way, this is the Troubleshooter Show, and we're on every day. And you can always reach us on Facebook and YouTube and iTunes podcast and all that. But I want to say this. His son had his car taken to Big O because it died. It's a Range Rover. It's worth about $15,000. He authorized $19,000 in repairs. Tom is co-signed on the loan with his son, which is about down to 13 right now. And I said, be prepared to maybe someday have to pay that off to in order to preserve your credit, because I think your son is going to crash with this one. I don't mean literally, but I don't see how you pay off $36,000 in debt on an old Land Rover. But anyway, where does that stand right now? What is your additional issue, sir?
I just wanted to ask you if he had this stupidly had them go ahead with this under the understanding that they were going to finance him, and then they turned around after they did the work and said, we can't finance you. You need to get your own loan. So does that have any bearing on this at all?
Well, it could, but here's what I think.
And they're going to say, we never told you you had approval. We just said we're going to try to get you finance. I mean, there's a million things they can say, Tom. I mean, you know what? You know who loses with a contract thing like this are people who tell the truth. The people who lie, they seem to win because there's nothing to refute it. If I say to you, you definitely have a loan, go ahead and get these repairs done, we're going to finance you, and then I say I can only finance half, what are you going to say? Well, you promised finance all. And I say, no, I didn't. I mean, I know it's terrible, but that's all they have to, you know. But the same way he can lie and say, I never authorized those repairs. You said they were going to be 10 grand. Why would I authorize more than you can finance? I mean, he could play the same game. I'm not suggesting he do that, but sometimes fighting the devil takes devilish tactics. I don't know. I mean, it's just a terrible situation your son got himself into. What he should do, and he won't do, he should walk away from the vehicle and just go bankrupt. Honest to God, because it sounds to me like your son probably has a lot of problems.
That's exactly what I said to him. I told him to go bankrupt.
And then you're going to have to pay the 12 grand, the 13 on the loan. But you know what? He's done. Start over. There's nothing salvageable about this car. Does this guy actually believe that he should go $36,000 into debt for a $15,000 car?
Obviously not thinking. Yep.
Oh, my God. No, I'm serious, Tom. Tom, I'm very serious now. I'm not going to make jokes. Is your son disabled at all mentally? No, Tom, I meant it. Does he have issues? Does he have a problem?
No, he does. He's a pretty smart kid, but he.
But even looking, Tom, even looking. Listen to this, Tom. Tom, even looking at the math. Listen carefully. If this guy took the same amount of money, he can still have his crappy Land Rover, but a better one. What would compel him to keep this Land Rover or Range Rover, whatever the hell it is?
Beats the heck out of me too. I was.
All right. I guess you know what? You can't cure stupid. Mark coined that. I'll go with it. You can't cure stupid. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Say hi to John Miller. Married, 2 kids, 4 and 2. Great ages, 4 and 2. Oh, my goodness. John Fuller, do you have kids? You have a daughter.
I've got an older daughter.
Yeah, I remember the daughter. But do you remember 4 and 2? Do you remember them, Daff? Do you remember Dano? I remember 4 and 2 like yesterday. Of course, my kids are only, 13 and 14 because I was an old fart when I had them. So listen, man. On your work, you do outreach for the diocese? Is it diocese? The Catholic diocese. Diocese. The Catholic diocese, right? Okay, yes. Catholic diocese.
The mortuary and the cemetery.
That's a weird outreach. So you go out and educate people on the dying process and what to do to plan, right?
Correct.
And you used a term that's a bugaboo of mine. He said pre-planning. So what is pre-planning? Pre-planning isn't that planning? Pre-planning is you sitting around saying we should have a plan. But when you plan, it's a plan. It's not a pre-plan. But it's funny how they use that in the funeral business, that term, pre-planning,
Or advanced.
Okay. Advanced planning. Well, okay, what is regular planning? So anyway, I didn't mean to bug you on that. Thanks for coming in. He's a common man. He just dropped in to say hi. We like common people to come in. We use that as a joke, that term, common man. You're the common man. And here's how it originated. One guy on the phone one time said, Tom, every time you say this, I scream at my radio. I can't stand when you say that. Or, why didn't you tell him to shut up? And I say, you know what? I want to bring those people in the studio so they can do it live. You can react live. And we called it the common man chair. And, of course, we have common women. And none of them are ever common, really. But we jokingly say you have to have 3 requirements. First, a long-time listener, right? Second, wait, there were 2 requirements. A long-time listener. Are you a long-time listener, sir?
In the last 2 years.
Ah! Well, that's all right. Well, no, but it's because they bought their first home, they started listening. Okay, that'll be all right. And then the second one is you got to love and adore me. So we say if you have those 2 requirements, then you are plucked from the great unwashed and bask in radio glory.
Same thing to work for you.
It's Ross Kaminsky.
Mornings at 5.
What is a former CIA operations officer?
Where did that saying come from, the great unwashed? Somebody must have said it. I'm sure. I got to see where.
I think that was Jesus.
The Art of Granite. I love Mitch Floria. He is the owner, and I concentrate on him because he's the backbone of this place. He started this years ago with a few bucks in his pocket because he wanted to do it the right way. Here's what he does. He decided all materials are going to be wholesale to the customer. Now cabinets, he gets directly from the manufacturer, and then he marks them up a small amount. So that's kind of wholesale too. They're all wholesale, so you don't pay extra on that. Then you only pay for the fabrication and installation of the stone. So if you know what you want, he can give you a price on the phone. Why? Well, he doesn't charge for tear out and haul away or special nooks and crannies. He doesn't charge for the bathroom when you have the kitchen done. So call and get a price on the phone. This guy is just super artistic and a good guy to deal with. The new website, theartofgranite.com. Isn't that easy to remember? Theartofgranite.com. He's also on Facebook, Art of Granite Golden, 303-386-5919.
Your business can do a lot in 10 minutes. Like make a big sale, surprise and delight a customer.
And feel free to chime in, seriously, because you are in the common man chair. And like if you want to talk about elitists that love the rich and don't think poor should have any opportunities, then you can chime in when John makes a statement. If you...
Racist John.
Do not start that shit.
You mean even joking because...
under no circumstances.
I know.
Hey, I do gotta think.
You mean the racist thing?
Yeah.
No, you can't joke about that.
Your G-Wagon, it was a Shah of Iran.
Okay, I met one of those guys who wear a tablecloth. One of them.
Well, the Shah did.
Are we talking about who comes to wash your car at your elitist compound there, or?
And they ordered a bunch, and then they had the takeover back in '70, and then they didn't take them.
And somehow Tom ended up with one, the only 76 G-Wagon in existence.
The Pope actually had one. Look at the Pope now.
Did they at least change all the knobs over to English for you, or?
The Pope-mobile was, remember this one? It was after, that assassination attempt or whatever. So that's all bulletproof glass.
Is yours bulletproof, Tom?
Yes.
Cool. Of course it is.
That's a standard. That's a standard. Bulletproof.
You want your carpets clean and then you're going to try to DIY it with one of those dirty machines from the hardware store? Look, I want the job done well and for the right price.
You turn it off right. So you don't do it off on.
Not in between sentences, but during chunks of time you're not talking. You turn it off.
Book your carpet cleaning online at
Did I do CBD that works this time? Yes, didn't I?
You did. You said the sour was.
This time, good. I actually went on probably a little longer than I needed to.
Are you taking that?
Yeah, man. That's why I'm in such a good mood. And I put up with elitists and stuff all the time. What is an elitist? Do you know any? Name an elitist in society that we can all identify.
It's how you define it.
I know, but let's think of someone we'd all agree is an elitist. Okay? Right now. Who?
Nancy Pelosi.
No way. Just the opposite.
Oh,
Nancy Pelosi's not elitist?
I don't think so.
You are stoned. You gotta
say,
stop drinking that CBD oil. Okay?
Let's say, hold on. Let's say an elitist.
10 minutes to apply online. It's that
Joe
easy.
Biden?
And you'll be taking
No.
the first step
Oh,
in ensuring your
Kardashians?
family has the financial security they need to handle the
Yeah.
unexpected.
Ethos keeps it simple.
Well, the definition relating to or supporting the view that society or system should be led by
online in just 10 minutes. Get a
Yeah.
free instant quote.
I don't think Pelosi would
people in England.
advocate that.
People in England.
What's your definition?
People in England. They want to be ruled, not
monarchy. Except they're not really. They don't want them to rule.
to sound like this.
The monarchy, no one wants the monarchy to rule.
I would say very few people, according to that definition.
But you want to talk about ridiculous horseshit?
Definition again?
Relating to or supporting the view that society or system should be led by an elite.
Save up to $2 on American.
You can't define the word with the word.
I hate that. No, I hate that.
Helps pros like you save every day on what you need to get the job
So
done right.
elite.
Put the power of a Bosch Bulldog Core 18.
They select group as superior or in terms of ability or qualities. The rest is group or society.
You know, I do get, how do I get this? Facebook, do you get the Facebook comments on Denver's talk station? Do we go live on that Facebook page, K-How? We don't.
No,
we don't go live.
No.
But do you give me the comments we get during the show? You should, because I would take them. How do I get them? That's what I want to know.
You just log into to Facebook, you can see them all.
I can log in while you're logged in broadcasting?
Yeah, absolutely. And then we also got YouTube ones. Can we copy them all?
Delta Dental of
I could do
Colorado.
that. At the end of the show, I could copy them all and send to you.
So you can unleash your smile.
Or do you want them while we're going? Facebook, it depends. It's kind of funny.
To see all
A
of
lot
the
of
plan
times,
options
YouTube,
for
more
groups,
people are
individuals,
commenting than Facebook.
and family.
Really?
Yeah.
630
They're lower class.
My God, where did this thing go
Where
off
does
the rails?
Damn it, John.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, we're talking about life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, anything that floats your boat, things that you think should be done to help people. One Clear Choice Garage Doors, if you have an immediate problem, you can call them and they'll be out there for emergencies, of course, broken springs and stuff, or they'll give you a new door, a new opener. OneClearChoiceDoors.com, the best in garage door service. Remember that when you need it. We got a lot of new people in town. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Let's talk about being new in town. What is the first thing you should do? And I don't mean that everyone's doing it such a big deal, but we got a lot of new people. So what's the first thing you do when you move to an area? Do you remember the first thing you did, John? John, now I got two Johns here. John Miller, the common man, and then we have our attorney. I'll just call him Esquire. So then we can, So John Miller, common man. John, what is the first thing you do when you move into an area?
Try to get to know the roads better.
Like where you are?
Where you are, and
a map.
A map. Yeah.
With GPS, I'm a little spoiled, but you're right. I like that because a lot of people have local expressions like you go to the bay or you go to the square or the whatever, and then you're supposed to know where it is. Everybody, and when I was in Salt Lake City, people were talking about the temple. 6 blocks from the temple. I'm thinking, what? I didn't realize the whole city was based around their temple. Did you know that?
Yes.
And all the streets are named for its proximity to the temple. Did you know that, John? Did you know that Esquire? Did you know that?
No, but
Counselor?
I've not even been to Salt Lake, but you're right. I mean, the different places have different ways to describe things. Like, out in California and stuff, they refer to the interstates as the 405 or something, whatever it is.
The 25.
And then we just recently had a new news guy come, like recently in the last year, and he insists on using the word metro as a noun, like it's going to snow in the metro, and it's the most irritating use of the word.
Snow in the metro, that would be a noun, yeah.
Well, it's not, though. It's an adjective to
You're
describe
right.
the area.
You're absolutely
metro
right.
area would be the proper way to do it.
You're right. In the metro, okay.
It is infecting that entire news staff. They're all saying it now.
What channel is it?
Channel 7. And
yeah.
It just drives me nuts that we're, but they can't help themselves.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because here's why. It's their search for the full wit. They're half-wits, and they're just, when another half-wit comes in, they hope they can take something to make them full wit.
I know, but just one person using that word differently, it's amazing how it can kind of infect the whole group of them. And Denver's kind of the same way. They have their ways of describing stuff, and everywhere you go is different. Now,
Channel 9, I've not heard anything weird, or Channel 4, but I've heard on Channel 9 all they do is you have to be hired, you have to reach puberty. That's their requirement, and they try to get you as close to puberty as possible. They don't. If you shave, it's a little too much.
You didn't get a call back? Is that what you're saying?
Nah. Okay. There's mandatory retirement there, I think, at age 22. So let's talk seriously now. What do you think about the woman on Section 8 that wants a bedroom for her dogs? That's rent subsidy. Now, at first, hold on, you might say, absolutely not, it's ridiculous. Okay? But think about this. She's saying, I have 3 service dogs, and in order to accommodate them, it's a reasonable accommodation.
we're trying to find an expert, a housing expert, a HUD. We have a disabilities expert, but she doesn't deal with it's called the Fair Housing Act. So it would be a good thing to find out. At first blush, though, almost everyone will say it's ridiculous. In fact, you know what I'd love to do? Get Mark Major on the phone. And I want to pop him a question live on the air. I want to hear what he says. Because he's not listening right now. I want to hear what he says. I'm just going to pop that question right to him and say, I just want your initial reaction. So what do you think he'll say?
I don't think it'll be supportive of her
we'll
extra
see.
bedroom.
Anyway, 303-713-TALK is our number. And we have open lines. You know, every once in a while this happens. So if you have an issue, you can get right through. Or you can just do an on-air review of something. And I ask people, can they think of a product that they bought? And I know I have several. I can't think of one that you absolutely love. You can always pick out one that you hate or you should have never purchased. And right after you bought it, you knew it was a mistake, but you bought it and you're just so pissed off at yourself for buying it. Well, you can tell me about that too. Or one that you absolutely love. Okay, one that you absolutely love. There are some apps I bought that I absolutely love that I go crazy for. There are some apps. I love Wallet. I wish everyone took Wallet because on your phone, you are able to just tap away and you never have to carry anything with you but a phone. That's cool. And I like Fandango. There's nothing better to me than reserving seats, knowing you have them, and getting there and be done with it. Okay? I just love it because you don't – I just – first of all, open seating – it's weird, but you don't ever know if it's going to be crowded. And I love how you can see on the map how many people are there. In fact, you can choose not to go if it's too crowded, and you can just or pick seats right where you want them. Our seats are always available, either D1 and 2 or E1 and 2. Did you know that?
I'll make a point not to sit in those seats.
Okay. Now, 303-713-TALK. I also have some serious issues I want to bring up from our email. I just got to get it cocked up here. And well, I should use that expression immediately if you're just tuning in. I am talking about our mailbag here. And we're going to actually address whatever you have as far as questions in Facebook, too. Anthony, you wanted to, while I'm looking here at my mail, you are going to talk about one of your favorite, tools, man. I love tools. What do you love for tools?
Mine is it's a DeWalt gyroscopic electric screwdriver.
Well, now, what is the gyroscope for? I don't understand the gyroscope part of a screwdriver.
What it means is, in this case, I don't know if it's in every case, but like instead of physically pushing the trigger and then having a toggle switch for tighten or loosen, you basically rotate your wrist in the direction you want the drill to spin.
Oh, very cool. So you start unscrewing it and it moves that way.
Exactly.
I love that. That is a cool idea. Where'd you get it?
I've had one for years. I got mine it was a couple of years back. I think I got it at Home Depot at the time. I've had it for years. I use it daily for
I am a sucker for tools. I'll tell you.
That's a good one.
Now that you got me going on tools, though, one of the best is this toning tool for finding wires. Whenever I move into a house, I want to redo all the screwed up stuff. And I have this thing about, I'm just this anal retentive guy, this thing about wires. They're never neat enough. And then when they do the smart houses, they're like, it's a rat's nest. And I don't know, there are people that have this mentality. They put a cover over it. It doesn't exist. They love it. I can't do it. I even hate on new houses when you have an outlet and you take that plate off and there's dust and stuff inside those outlets they haven't cleaned. Why the hell wouldn't you just clean everything? I don't want to get into it because I do get really weird. But on this thing about wires, there's something called Cat5, and a lot of people do all wireless now, but this had Cat5 in it. You can plug this Cat5 cable in or clip them, and it tells you on the other end.
Tone generator. That's awesome.
But it's not only a tone, but a continuity end. It tells you there's a standard wiring for Cat. I mean, if you think about Cat5, if you put it in the wrong way, you can have terrible things all over the house. This tells you when they're consistent and what to switch. It'll say 7 should be on. I mean, it gives you a diagram on a screen. Then you can redo it. And then this tool comes with it. You just put the raw wire in. You don't shave anything down. You just put the raw flat or round. Yeah, if it's round, you got to just arrange the colors the way they have them. You shove it in this thing and crimp it. Anyway, I know, I'm getting nuts, right? But I know there are a lot of guys thinking that is cool. These tone generators have saved, if you think about how many marriages they probably have saved. Right, wow, huh? Now, I want to know if anyone will admit they still have a tube television. I don't mean like a giant, just anything that is not an it's LCD, right? Are they LCDs? I want LEDs. I want to know, yeah, that's right, LEDs. I want to know if there's anyone that actually has a TV with a picture tube of some kind, even those smaller, newer picture tubes.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Michael Brown.
I had one in my last RV.
Oh, really?
Man, I pulled that sucker out. That mother was heavy.
Not just heavy.
Did you change it out?
How bad?
Yeah, put a flat screen in it. But none of them are the same size, you know, the old.
The problem is the depth of those shelves.
Right. No, you could store a body behind where that TV used to be. It was huge.
And the cooling it required.
Probably get 3 miles better to the gallon after I took that thing out of there, you know?
Man, I upgraded an RV one time.
A serious crash. Police are on the scene. Avoid the area for now. The rest of the drive across town, though, in pretty good shape.
Oh, man. Downton Abbey. That Viking cruise takes you to over where you can see Downton Abbey. It's not called Downton Abbey. I want to do that. I want to go to Downton Abbey.
Yeah, we want to do that Italy cruise. There's a couple of them.
The one that goes down the coast, right?
Riverboat cruise.
I think Europe, I think those would be great.
Okay, got a spot coming up, guys.
All of the plan options for groups, individuals, and families.
You heard me talking about the $39 people fix it 24/7 and how they refurbish that furnace and clean it and adjust it and give you a full health report. Now listen, that's $39 for new customers. I'm going to tell you about the $39 fix find any problem. But now what they do is they will find it no matter how long it takes, give you a full and complete written diagnosis. You decide to have the work done, they will not charge the $39, they credit you that. So it's a free call charge. If you don't have the work done, you will never pay more than $39, and you can shop around to your heart's content. But they guarantee the best value for the same parts, same service, and 100% satisfaction. That's fixmyhome.com. And right now, free second opinions for anyone told they need a new furnace. Now, you may think they just want to shut up my business. Yeah, they do. What's wrong with that? In fact, it's the best thing that can happen to you. Because if they can't beat it, they can't beat it. But they'll show you why they do what they do. FixMyHome.com, 720-526-3939, 720-526-3939.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions.
If you run a small business, every penny counts.
Did
So
21
saving
days
up to
by
30%
bus.
on your workers' comp
Yeah.
insurance is a big deal.
It was
That's
great.
why you need a workers' comp rate check from
Unless you're on the bus with a bunch of
me out of
smelly
the bus,
people.
you know. There's got to be a bunch of elite
Unless there's chickens on the
What are you going to do for your elite program? He only wants to go see the rich house.
No, I would think.
I don't want to see a taste of Italy. I want to see the
river
rich.
cruise and then get off and they got bikes and do a little bike tour around the, all the stuff.
to make workers' comp a no-brainer with an easy online experience.
I'd hit enough
outstanding
wineries over there that you wouldn't want me on the bus.
helps protect your business and your employees. Plus, it can save you up to 30%. Do yourself a favor.
Okay.
Find out if
But I'd
your
like a
small
cheap
business
one.
is overpaying for workers' comp insurance.
I've been
Check your rates
trying
now
to
we've established.
educate myself about Italian wines.
highinsurance.com.
Okay, time to change out my paper.
I got a question for you. Can you tell the expensive one from
Can you tell what?
less expensive one?
Oh, you know what? I will tell you this. I am not a sommelier at all. In fact, most wines I can't tell the difference. But when I had a really expensive wine, I went, holy shit. I could tell once. I mean, if you put them in a line right now, I may not be able to tell, but I mean, I knew that it was I said, this is one of the best wines I've ever had. And he said it was so-and-so, and it's a real fancy one. I never order fancy, ever.
So how much was that one?
It was for a bottle.
Okay.
it was a little bottle, you know, and that was like 200 something. It wasn't like
at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Which isn't that expensive. Restaurants are
Okay. Yeah, but 200 and something, 260. I mean, that was high for me for a bottle of wine. But I thought there is a difference. Now, some of the real cheap shit I can tell, but all of the medium stuff I can't tell. Can you? Like, you can tell pretty much all. See, I would expect that coming from you. I mean,
but I don't have a palate. People have different palates, and wine people.
Where'd you grow up?
Really can.
Canterbury. Where'd you grow up?
Canterbury.
I just named it. Was that fancy? Sounds.
Tough crowd.
Did you grow up with a silver spoon? I'd never been caught dead with silver. It's platinum.
Grew up with a stainless steel spoon.
I had a plastic spoon.
And you were lucky to get that.
I had a very weird experience. My father was really rich, not ultra, but really rich because he was crooked. And I grew up with that till I was about 5 or 6, but enough to remember shit. And like, where did it all go?
Where did it all go?
Oh my God! It was we had like we had a golf course, private golf course that it was ours, and then he had a cabin cruiser. No, it wasn't a yacht. It was a cabin cruiser, and we had a dock and some other shit.
Where did it lead us?
Till I was 5. And I remember these big giant towels, and I remember just being like wondering why my friends didn't have this shit, not knowing why. He had 3 car dealerships too, so. I'm making up for all the people he fucked. But when I didn't have it, it was like the most amazing loss. Even at 5, I remembered that shit the rest of my life. Whereas, I don't think I would have worried if I was like that anymore. No. Hey, I remember we moved, listen to this, my mom had to sell shit, right? We sold our building downtown and we had to take one of the apartments. We took one of the apartments to move into of our own building. Well, we just ran away with a woman. I mean,
you didn't leave any money?
Huh?
You didn't leave any money?
Fuck no.
You must have went out of the country then.
No. New York. He was no child support, nothing, ever, nothing. Oh, back then people got away with that shit. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Hey, you know what? Hi, I'm here now. Okay, I forget to turn on my mic once in a while. No, it's not the CBD. That doesn't have anything in it. So don't say it. I will say this. Favorite tools all of a sudden. I talked about that one tool. Joe wants to talk about one. Go ahead, Joe. Hey, by the way, you can call about anything, especially if you need a problem solved. And I want to remind you that John Fuller Law, he's on our referral list for personal injury. He's here, personalinjuryco.com. By the way, I want to talk about favorite tools, but I'll talk about anything you want. If you have a problem, we'll solve them too. Joe, what is your favorite tool?
Tom, do you know what a wall bot is?
A wall what?
Wall bot.
Bot, B-O-T?
Correct.
Like a robot, a wall bot. No, but I think I'm going to like it. What is it?
It's like it's like on steroids.
Hold on, man. Ah, he's cutting out just when he's describing a tool. That's okay. Now, hold on now. Go ahead. Let's try to get this again. Joe. Are you kidding me? I'm going to have to Google it. See if you can reestablish contact with him. Mike has a comment. Flat panel, I think. Wait, do you have an old-fashioned TV, Mike?
No, but it is the CBD.
It is a what?
It is.
Oh, yeah, it is the CBD. Okay, go ahead. I get it.
Yeah, I want to combine cool gadgets, tools, and CRT displays.
Okay.
I wonder if you ever heard of, and it didn't catch on, I think it was about 20 years ago, they developed a flat panel CRT display.
CRT is a cathode ray tube. It's the old tube, but they shrunk them. It wasn't, as I remember, I thought they just shrunk it. It has to have a certain amount of depth to shoot the electrons, right?
Yeah, but normally it was like, I don't know, 20 inches or something. But this is only like 3 inches deep. And for a while, it looked like maybe it might be.
I don't remember that at all. Huh.
Well, it never made it to market, I think, because of cost. But it had a lot of good qualities. It had all the qualities of CRTs. It had better contrast and colors and so forth.
Very cool. No, I don't. But why would we even care now? I mean, with the heat and danger of that thing compared to the new ones, we wouldn't care, would we?
I don't think it'd put out that much heat, but yeah, I mean, it still was glass, so it was still heavy.
Yeah, I love the new TVs. I think they're one of the best inventions.
That was the problem with plasma. I had a plasma TV, and for the longest time, it had the best picture.
Yep, that was the shiznits at the time. It was the gas filled, whether it be that one or different kinds. It was just a way to get a better picture, but it had a hum, I remember.
And they were affected by altitude too, I believe.
Yes, they were. And then they had a hum in them sometimes that you couldn't get rid of. Only some people heard it, which is weird. Why would only some people hear it? That's like in Santa Fe. Did you know back down in the Santa Fe area, there is a certain hum that only certain people can hear? No, it's called something. There's a hum or a low range vibration. No, you look this up. And in fact, people were telling me that people have committed suicide over it and gotten crazy over it.
In New Mexico?
I think it's in New Mexico. I think it's the Santa Fe area. But somebody listening will know about this low, not amplitude, frequency. Yeah, low frequency kinds of a hum or vibration or something. Now, the Wallbot, is he on? What I saw when I Googled was Wallabot, W-A-L-A-B-O-T. Is that what you're talking about, Joe?
I don't remember the Wallabot, but maybe it is. But
is it a stud finder? Is it a stud finder?
On steroids, it's an X-ray of what's in your wall that uses your cell phone as a display.
Oh no!
About $65.
Yeah.
And as you go across the wall, it'll show you plastic pipes. It'll show you wiring. It'll show you, cross. Occasionally, you want to snake something. You don't know if there's a cross stud somewhere.
That's fair. I'm looking at this now. The demo. You're right. Your screen is like an X-ray of the wall. Your phone. This is so cool. I'm going to have to write this down. This is the problem with tools. I am truly. What would you call a guy that loves toolphilia? Philia tool. I don't know.
I'm not going there.
Tool man.
I thank you, Joe. I love that one. Holy crap. Wallabot, W-A-L-A-B-O-T. It gives you an X-ray. I think it's doing sonar or something, and then it interprets it on the screen of your cell phone. How cool is that? Now, do you have a favorite tool, John? John, Common Man John, not Esquire.
Yes. My favorite tool is my hammer.
Oh, come on.
No,
is it a special hammer, or are you just weird? No, I mean, it's just a hammer.
I have to hang up pictures a lot for the missus, so that's my favorite tool to use.
If you're hanging with a hammer, then you're not doing it right.
Oh man, you're right. You're talking about the
hooks,
gorilla hooks.
You call them J hooks, whatever. They're one small hole.
Oh, yeah. That's
for
amazing.
One small hole for you, honey, and one small hole for mankind, because you go into this wall and it hooks and it goes up. They have them now for 75 pounds. The most incredible hanging I've ever done. Now, if truly there is something like a mirror, a giant heavy, you can't. But for those, you don't need a hammer either. You just do those. There's all kinds of mollies, for lack of a better word. Not that plastic crap that just goes into the wall and stays there. I'm talking about one that clamps behind the drywall and you pull it forward with an advancing screw. Now, I hope I'm not losing totally my female audience, or even by saying that is sexist, but tools are a cool thing to talk about. Favorite tools. I asked about favorite products in general. Now, obviously, a lot of them do fall into the tool category. I mean, right now, I'm thinking of all of the tools that I love. There are so many of them. It's hard to summarize them, because tools are something that make your life easier. But this is where you get weird. I know I'm weird when I'm looking at a tool and I'm hoping I can find a use for it. When you don't have the problem and you want the tool so bad that you hope you have that problem. Then you're a little weird. And that's what happens to me. I start thinking, you know what? I'd love to use this tool, but there's nothing to use it on. All right, 303-713-TALK. John also talked about local colloquialisms. Well, I won't even say that right. Colloquialism. Never mind. Colloquialism. See, when I do it too much, I got to slow down. Colloquialism. Colloquialism. There it is. Local phrases. Now, these local slang phrases, like the 405 or whatever, that's a minor one. There are some parts of, like, the country that have expressions that will, you think they're talking a foreign language. The worst part of the country for its own language, and I mean English, is Louisiana. I swear to you, I was in Louisiana, and I truly thought they were talking another language. I mean it. It's down in the bayou area. What do they call it? They even had a name for this language. It's English, but it's English slash, what would it be?
Cajun?
Cajun or Creole. Creole or Cajun. Now, I'm not, okay. You said you found something, Ugly Ed. You found something on that vibration, right?
Yeah, Taos hum.
Taos. The Taos hum. Okay. Now, it drives a lot of people crazy, but you also find a lot of women sitting around. We got more coming right up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Delta
Dental. A lot of women sitting around.
It's a vibration.
They
said they put up equipment though that was no.
What about Hawaiian pigeon? You ever heard that?
No, what's that?
Pigeon English.
Yeah.
I think that's all
similar to Creole. It's kind of derived from Creole. Yeah.
First in Colorado, it's a serious crash if you can just avoid that area altogether. The weather forecast. Going to be sunny today, chilly though, a high of only 39. Tonight, clear overnight, low 21.
This wallaby, I'm definitely getting.
That looks pretty cool.
Or wallabot.
Wallabot, that's pretty cool.
Yes, it is.
Might have to get one of those.
In fact, I'm having it done by. Although I haven't hung it. See, I had a spurt of hanging with the new house.
What happened to finally Mark for his comment on the service dogs?
Couldn't you get a hold of Mark?
Individuals and families.
Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center is the place I recommend for hearing loss or for tinnitus. Now listen, this tinnitus can drive people crazy. It's not a hearing problem as much as it is a neurological problem, and Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center devotes part of their practice to helping you with these. They have some applications that actually make it go away. It doesn't come back. It's called the Synchro. They have others that, depending on the frequency, they can mask it when it can't be cured. This is the place to go. The website, helpforringing.com, says it all. They also help with hearing loss, whether you have tinnitus or not. Now, they're located at Clarkson and Hampton, 303-534-0163. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center, 303-534-0163. Dr. Patty and Dr. Lisa dedicate themselves to giving you personal attention. You get to try everything before you buy it. That's what I love about them. So you don't make the wrong purchase.
You know indoor air can be 5 times dirtier than outdoor air? Hard to believe,
Remember
right?
you had that jaw infection you were telling me about or something?
Oh,
Did they have to take teeth out or?
Yeah, they had to drill, just take it out of the bone. The mastoiditis. It was an infection. You know that bone is like a dry, you know the way the sponge looks like, you know, that it's a porous bone? God almighty, it was.
I've just got an infection in one of my teeth that they're going to operate on Tuesday, and they're like, they're not they're going to take that tooth out, I guarantee you. They're like a pretty good chance.
I wouldn't never do a root canal. Take it out and then do an implant.
You don't have to find the stud.
The root canal started this, and it went back into that bone. And now I have tinnitus.
I didn't think they would work.
It's terrible. My ear plugged up and never opened again.
My problem is, and I think it's all related, is like I had a cold over the summer, and the cold went away, but like the sinus infection has never stopped, and it's kind of fucking infections just draining out.
No, only one doctor's had it for me, and I swear to God, everyone said, I went to hearing specialists, they said everything's fine, and I said, this is driving me crazy, there's something wrong. Then I started getting weak. I mean, I got really weak and sick, and nobody could fucking find anything, and this doctor
found,
because
he says,
that there.
you have an infection in this bone.
Now, if
and
you
he did
hit a
this,
stud, you can get a Home
he found
Depot,
it.
Amazon.
I had imaging done, whatever this round thing is, cathode ray tube or CRT. Whatever, no, not a CRT, but no, it wasn't the tube. It was the donut ring. They do for heart and stuff. Anyway, when I did this, they saw it, and then I had to go in weekly because I had danger of encephalitis. And if it spread, I had to be hospitalized. So I would be given antibiotics.
I'm just done with this shit. I'm done with this infection.
You got to be very careful. This is something they don't tell you.
I'll show you how I can help you get the
your mastoid bone and your brain. Sinuses.
Your IRAs,
but the infection is right beside it. It's so close, and it's just. I'm like, this is bullshit. So
you'll be able to enjoy retirement to the fullest. Retire happy. Retire with Tucker. You can reach us at 303-734-1234. That's 303-734-1234. RetireWithTucker.com.
This is not an offer to buy or sell. Securities are offered through Tucker Asset
If I was moving a new house.
Transmission trouble? Before you go anywhere else,
You see
take
those
it to
books,
Budget
right?
A1 Transmission and Auto Repair.
I haven't used them. They're good. Really?
They'll hold
exactly what's wrong with it. Free of charge. The best estimate in the
I've seen them,
with an
but I haven't
exact
used them.
I swore they weren't going to work.
And they do all the fixing in-house.
My
If you
daughter
decide
got
not
them.
to
I was
get
going to hang
it
them
fixed,
here
if
for
you
her.
decide to take it
I said,
somewhere
this
else,
is
still
terrible.
free.
Wait, we have another whole hour to go. I didn't load spots for that hour. My fault.
303-781-9858.
Liberty Mutual Insurance.
So we have Integra, Johnson, Rockland,
Where's the money, Karen?
I'm sorry, the money?
The money you save by
Hey
having
guys,
Liberty Mutual
Google
customized insurance.
DULCE base.
That money. I used it to add to my collection of clown paintings.
The underground alien base in New Mexico that is the cause of all the sound.
Only pay for what
Dulce
you need
base.
at libertymutual.com.
You see them all around town. Cintas trucks and their service reps taking care of customers.
Oh, that's where the aliens live.
Cintas, you know they're confident and ready.
I love a good alien.
Helps with their fire protection
Is that Jeffrey Epstein's place, or?
handles their apparel solutions and helps keep their facility in
Oh, you see the big thing on Harvey Weinstein?
What's going on with him?
Is it CBS or NBC? They had the story ahead of time and they squashed it because the head of the
And that's NBC.
His
Because
wife was writing a play.
that's right. Or I thought he was. It was Andy. No. What's his name? Lack or Andy Lack.
Tomorrow morning at 5.
But I tell you
It
what,
was somebody who was the president then of the news. I thought of that name, but maybe that's not the name.
God, it just makes me angry.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, John Fuller's here. Fuller Law. Another quick question. On an award, can you take an award over a period of time if you don't want to take it all at once?
Well, you can certainly structure a settlement to any number of different...
But that's a third party. That's not the judge.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, generally, if you receive an award in court, it's just a one-time deal.
Okay, so then you have to take that award and probably place it with a company that would administer it.
Right. And those are really complicated because you can do that in a pre-tax, format or not. And there are certainly advantages to the injured party to set those up in a way that they don't become taxable.
Hey, Phil, what's going on? And Mary, we see you as well. We'll take your call. Phil, what's happening?
Well, you were talking about
old TVs.
Old TVs. I own my own business for 40 years.
Yes.
I was with Fred Schmidt, Vallis TV.
Oh my gosh.
All those other ones.
They're gone. So anyway, what do you have? Do you still have all your old stuff?
I got about 6 or 7 of them downstairs in the basement, covered up.
They might come in handy someday.
Well, I think the oldest TV I have is an old Motorola 9-inch round tube, small console. It's got legs on it, 1946.
Wow. Do you know what? I saw one time an ad for old stuff, and I wondered, why is this? Do you know who uses most of this old stuff?
Movies.
Exactly. Set designers are always looking for old stuff. When you think something is not worth money, well, they're not going to give you the world, but they will give you more than anyone else. I mean, movie sets, they go out and they accumulate stuff. In fact, if you look in the what would be Yellow Pages, if you just Google search movie set stuff in the California area, they have warehouses where people can go in and you can design something to look exactly like it was 1954 or something like that. What I think is getting increasingly more difficult is finding little towns that have those sidewalks and stuff, and where they have to build a town, and they've done that. But now, is it CGI? Is it the computer? I mean, really, you don't have to build anything. If you want a downtown to look like 1950, you can do it. It's taking all the fun out of it. When you had to do a location search and all of that, it really does take the fun out of it if you think about it. Now, Mary, let's get started on this problem. You have a vet that needs help. Are you talking about a veteran?
I do.
Okay.
A veteran, 15-year Navy.
15 years in the Navy, and what kind of help, Mary? Is it he or she that needs help?
It's a he.
Yes.
He had to come out here from Virginia for a knee surgery. He got hurt. They did surgery quite a few years ago, anyway, over in Germany.
Yeah.
The doctors there gooped it up. Anyway,
well, what's wrong with him right now? What's wrong?
Well, he just had major surgery on his knee.
Yes.
And he's been in a wheelchair because he couldn't walk.
Okay.
So they moved him out here, and the VA has a program that they'll pay for the apartment. So great. They said, move out here. It'll take us 2 weeks.
I didn't think VA doesn't pay rent or apartments. They
have programs that they'll put you up in there, and they find it. So they did.
What?
But
Okay.
There's a lot. I know you got to really dig into it. I don't even understand it all. My husband's a vet. But anyway, so the whole thing was he had to have a first floor apartment or at least something with an elevator because he can't get to and from his doctors. People have to carry him. Well, guess what they did?
What?
They put him in a second floor apartment with no elevator.
With a wheelchair?
Yeah, I mean, he can't even make it. His brother's living with him to help take care of him.
I don't understand this.
So
wait a minute.
I don't
They
either.
can't put him on a second floor with a wheelchair. Are you sure?
Did. Yeah, I went and visited him.
All right. Hang on. I don't even know how he's living there, but we'll talk about that. We have a veteran helper, don't we? We have a veteran administration angel, I believe. I'm Tom Martino. Whatever your problem, your question, your complaint, get your calls in now. 303-713-TALK.
Your next chance.
Oh, Hiram is trying to sell me on that 93.7.
Okay, listen. Put up a flyer and try it because
sure can. The best way, it's on the other side of the elevator of the floor. You just got to walk through several doors and then it's right to the right.
If you want to throw some trouble.
As soon as you go through the doors on the elevator, go to the right.
I think it's better than some of the FM shit. But you need a reactive audience. I think that would be more reactive than just normal stuff. But I'm not sure it'd be great. It's definitely
looking for a Medicare plan to help you save on more than just prescriptions?
Right.
Something to try.
Well, I mean,
and they're on FM too.
Yeah, it is cheap, but the contract is like $60,000.
Oh, that's How long is that? What do they want to do? Fucking bury you in that?
Well, it's like I don't even know what the.
Before I did that, I would do traffic. Have you ever thought about traffic?
Yeah, it's
Wait. Did we do it for you?
Not you, but the station did.
No, but
No, they sold that Total Traffic Network shit a couple of years ago.
Right, and how much were you on? Because
terrible. I was on every day.
You didn't notice anything?
I got nothing. But part of it was, I forget who it was that was doing the announcing, but they were like mumble mouth.
You know what we did? I did them. Okay, I do them. This tractor was brought to you by blah, blah, or whatever, and then I do the spot. But for our referral list itself, oh my God, we could see like the whole time, and then afterwards. But we did sponsors, like Excel Roofing or Frank Duran, and we co-opt, meaning we played half. And we said, and find other great people like that at referralist.com. And we just took a little of it.
Right.
They still got results. I'm finding that shocking.
They, you know, it's their standard deal. Quit anytime with 2 weeks notice kind of thing, you know. But it adds up. It's like 15 spots a week or something. It's stupid expensive. I mean,
I'm spending a shitload too. I mean, I have to advertise more than just the show. I got to advertise so people come and look for stuff.
Right.
I mean, it's just difficult.
Well, you know, and without getting into why, but you know, I was doing stuff on what's his name show for a while. Oops. No,
Michael.
Yeah, but I'm doing stuff on Ross's right now anyway because they're swapping me between Ross and what used to be Hannity. So I think I'm getting, I don't know what I'm getting right now. What the middle show is. I don't think I'm.
Are they my spots?
Oh, I'm getting on Michael's 2 hours.
Are they my spots?
Yeah. But
let me know if you need any new ones and whatever you need.
Okay. They but the ones on Michael, like honest to God, I got that many phone calls from that entire ad blitz. And part of it, I think, was the message, but I think also part of it was the audience, you know. Because I think you guys have very different demographic audiences, you know. There aren't that many people that just listen to everything all day long, you know. It's.
But see, here's what I try to get across about my audience. They're reactive. They might be listening just because they've been in an accident, or even if not, they're the kind that'll say to a guy that had an accident, "Oh, you need to go here." I mean, our audience is a know-it-all.
You have, I mean, I see a number of these people, Tom, that are like, and you know, when I was talking about Compass earlier, I'm like, all right, they got Compass. They're like, oh yeah, we go here and here and here and here and here. You know, you make a difference in the lives of a lot of your audience. You know.
They just started asking about what's the update on KKK Corey. Should I say he's on the roster?
Yeah, we can address it on the air if you want.
He's not going to show. He may not anyway.
KKK Corey.
There's a moniker for you. That's like the Orlovin mayor. You got some doozies there.
As our population booms, so does the government's concern about issues like wildfire risks and watershed
I tell you, they can put down the media if they want to put something down and bury it.
Governor Polis is hopeful for better management of public lands in Colorado.
They're important for conservation and carbon sequestration.
I appreciate
They're important
for all
for
this.
fun and outdoor enjoyment.
Since we bought our home, I've used like 13 different vendors.
You let me know if they're not 100%.
Well, I let Mark know about one. But
what's that?
I had an issue with Price Fixer.
What?
With Price Fixer, because they're running a $39 special.
Yeah.
And long story short, they came out and said, "Oh, you've got all these carbon, warnings that this is dangerous. You can't have this. You got to replace the furnace." I got Plumb Line to come out and give a second opinion. They didn't.
You need to write us on that.
I did. And so I talked to Todd Terry, Mark.
Good. Mark did not hold back, did he?
No. And I got a refund for calling out Elkhorn as the third opinion.
Good. And what reason did they give for that happening? Because Todd Terry's honest.
Yeah, and he just said the equipment was not calibrated, and I think he talked to his technician.
Don't they video it? You're talking, there was a crack in your heat exchanger, right?
Yeah, there was.
They do gas. They do.
Oh, they did a gas monitor.
Yeah.
CO2.
Most of them do that.
Can help you protect your oral health.
You know, even visually, that's not, unless it's so obvious, visuals can't show one way or the other, actually.
Stuff, yeah, no.
Because it might show clear, but when it heats up.
Yeah. But if you have it leaking, boy. You should keep a CO monitor.
Oh yeah, I mean I have, a few because of the kids especially.
Sure. In fact, that's right. Costco's got sale on them right now. That's what you do. You a Costco?
Yeah.
I love Costco. they have sale on CO and
Yeah, I don't know. I may try that, but it's it's a lot of money.
No, I wouldn't do that much ever.
Yeah.
But you're saying it's cancelable. But they always, I don't know why. God Almighty, these packages are just. Look at, I am an advertiser as well as a person of benefits, so I just know what works with me.
But you're in a different boat as far as, you don't go through a salesperson, you broker your own deals. You're a
no, but I'm an advocate, meaning that I buy what I need when I need it, and I don't.
Right.
But I think you could demand something like that.
Demand something like what?
Buy what you need when you need it.
Well, that's the problem. I don't know what I need when I need it. I rely on people that do this to answer those questions.
Yeah, you're right.
And Hiram is just a salesperson. He's not a consultant or anything like that.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. I lead with the phone number because I want you to know you can call at any time. Sometimes we have full lines, you can't get anyone in. Sometimes, it's weird the way it happens. But here's the bottom line. We can help you if you have a problem, a question, or a complaint. Or you can just sound off and get it off your chest, or maybe just give an on-air review. Mary says she has a veteran who needs help. I can't believe what she said. First of all, I didn't know that the VA rents apartments. Did you find our VA angel?
I tried to call and he's not available right now, but he will get back to me. He's amazing.
That's good. Mary,
okay.
The VA the VA doesn't help pay for this rent, right?
I have to look at the paperwork because he said
I've never heard of
we're
it.
welcome to go through that because they sent him out here because they couldn't do the surgery at the VA hospital in Virginia.
So when this is a different story. He's from Virginia, and he was sent here for that special surgery, and while here, they're going to rent him a place and put him up. Is that right?
Put him up. Correct. Yes.
Now I understand.
Right.
Now I understand.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is a temporary housing provision for medical treatment.
Yeah, till till everything's better with his knee.
I got you. Now I understand.
Yeah.
So Mary,
right?
He is in a wheelchair or needs assistance, and they put him on a second floor.
Right. With no elevator.
Well, that's insane. I mean, it just defies logic. Okay. Did you talk to his case?
And then they call him up and say, you need to come down and do this and that. And he says, well, you're going to come carry me down the stairs? I mean.
Why did he accept it to begin with?
Well, because he had run out of money. He waited. They sent him out here and they said, you have to pay for your hotel till the apartment opens up. They said it'll take about 2 weeks. But knowing the VA, he planned for 4 weeks. It was actually 3 months. So the last 2 weeks before he got the apartment and the surgery, he was living out of his car.
Okay, hold on.
I wish I had known him then.
Right now, let's take right now. He's on a second floor. What we have to do is we have to talk to his caseworker. Did you do that?
Right. That's where I don't know where to start.
So Mary, when you say we did not talk to his caseworker, correct?
I did not.
Okay.
Correct.
Do you know who it is?
I don't off the top of my head, but I have
That's where we start. Okay, that's where we start.
Okay.
Get his caseworker's name, a contact number if you have it, or at least an office like locally or in Virginia or wherever he's from. Okay, we'll start there. Daphne, mark that when she gets back to us with the caseworker. We have to at least start there. There was obviously a breakdown in communication. Now, they say that's the only thing available. Well, it's ridiculous. Without an elevator, how do you put someone on a second floor that's here for leg surgery? And that's why they're putting them up, because they had to send them out here. This hour brought to you, by the way, by Panacea Life CBD. Panacea Life Sciences is in Golden. These CBD products really work. You have some with THC, some without THC. And they have pharmaceutical grade, and they stand behind their doses. And when it says THC free, it is. And that's realcbdthatworks.com. realcbdthatworks.com. You know, I was doing some calculating the other day. Give me a call, by the way, if you have a problem, question, or complaint, 303-713-TALK. They have some oil with a dropper you can put, and it's full spectrum. Listen to this, Dano, Mr. Scientist Engineer. They have 2,300 milligrams in a in a dropper. 2,300 milligrams. Now, this is of CBD. 2,300 milligrams of CBD in a dropper, not in one drop, but in this dropper. Do you find that? Now, I mean, they would, if they didn't have it, they wouldn't say it. So I'm convinced that's what it is. But here's what I'm asking. By law, if you have CBD products with THC, the most THC you can have is 0.3, right? Isn't that right, Dano?
0.3%.
Okay, so then 0.3% is redundant. 0.3.
0.3%. That's good. That's how much THC can be in there. Yeah.
So if I go times 0.3.
No, they're saying they have 0.23 grams of CBD in there, aren't they?
No, of CBD. So I'm taking 2,300 divided times 2,300. Yeah, 2,300 times 0.3%. And I come up with 6.9 what? 6.9 milligrams of THC. So what is in a joint? I'm not accusing these guys of making products to get you high. I'm just talking about how potent some of these products are. Does anyone know how many milligrams in a joint? I mean, I think it's grams, not milligrams.
It would depend upon the joint, I assume.
No, I know, but just anything.
I've heard.
No. Like for example, when it comes to marijuana, I think it's measured in grams when you talk about that. But 6.9 milligrams doesn't sound like that would be a lot of THC. What I'm saying is that's the absolute most with the most potent product they have. But that's not the THC free stuff. The THC free is really free. So find out how many milligrams of THC in...
What did you say, 0.003 or
0.30%, 0.3%.
0.003.
Yes.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly. Which would be 6.9 on 2,300 milligrams, right?
Sure.
So 6.9 milligrams, how many milligrams? Mike, you have a call, 303-713-TALK. What's going on, Mike? How can we help you?
Yeah, right before the break, you brought up colloquial dialects or regional dialects.
Yes.
And I want to tell you that the two hardest I ever came up against, one was this gentleman from British Columbia. We were traveling to Alaska. We got lost. And I think he was a fireman or something. He had the most, I was able to get every other word.
Well, where was he from? Where was he from?
What? British Columbia.
And what was so difficult about that? Was it kind of like an English accent?
Oh, it was like English. It was garbled. It was like every English dialect in the world. And the second most difficult was this guy here in Aurora at King Soopers. I'm standing in front of the King Soopers microwave, and he's throwing sugar into his coffee, and he's speaking to me, and I realize this guy is he must be one of those transplants from New Orleans after the Katrina hurricane, because we're standing there, and I'm not saying anything, and he's reading my mind, and suddenly I'm saying to myself, I can't understand you. And you know what he says out loud?
What?
Boy, I can't understand you. So he's a mind reader.
Voodoo from New Orleans.
Okay, now let's go back to this thing, the hum. What is it called again? The Taos hum? Taos, T-A-O-S. But aren't there people that claim it's not really there, even though there are people who go nuts over it? And
I think I would move.
Taos hum. T-A-O-S. Now, we were talking about weird phenomenons, and this is a sound that some people say is coming from Area 51. or underground from Area 51. The hum is a phenomenon involving widespread reports of persistent vibration and humming. And the hum, this is, by the way, in different areas of the world, the hum, but they note in Wikipedia that one of those areas is Taos. What is the Taos hum? And again, there are a variety of opinions. And one of them it says that it started in the early 90s. And based on a survey of residents, 2% believe they are hearing or feeling this. 2%. The research revealed, however, that there's not a single identifiable hum. Instead, different ones that people reported. This is not a real phenomenon. Now, I'd like to, what does Snopes say? Not that I don't know what the hell that we always go there, but we ought to check Snopes and see what Snopes says. What I'd like to know is, have you ever experienced something like that? Anything weird? We've also been talking about the best products known to man, and I have some. People have been emailing me. Plus, we have John Fuller here, personal injury attorney. This show is all about life, everyday life, the things that make you tick and the things that tick you off. 303-713-TALK.
Weekdays 2 to 4. It's Michael Brown.
I don't understand. 3% is 0.0003 times 2,300 is 0.69 milligrams. Not 6.9, but 0.69 milligrams.
Yes, that's what I said.
And this here is saying an average, 0.69, not 6.9.
Are you sure that? Okay, I did it wrong?
Yes.
All right, let's talk about the really important stuff first. Let's talk about Integra Insurance. If you have health insurance, and everybody needs health insurance, on or off the exchange, you don't have to go on the exchange anymore. Open enrollment starts November 1st till January 15th. That's the only time you can alter, change, or buy health insurance unless you have a qualifying event. So for most people, this is when you do it. And it would be crazy to do it without the help of Integra Insurance. This is the sponsor that I say everyone can use, everyone. You pay no more going through Integra, but they sort through it all for you. Even people with Social Security, Medicare, if you want to know what to do with Medicare, they can help you with that too, whether Advantage or not. 303-466-5500. IntegraInsurance.com, 466-5500. I'm sorry, so go ahead.
It depends on the size of a joint.
Yes.
But if a joint was an average of about 0.4 grams of weed, it should deliver roughly 36 milligrams of THC.
36 milligrams?
Yes.
And how many and that one I said only had
3/4 of a
Well, why did my calculator do that wrong? If I take 2,300 times, you took 2,300 times 0.003?
Yes. 0.0003. Because you said 0.03%, right?
No, 0.3%.
0.3%. Okay.
Yeah, do that math.
No, you're right. You're right. I thought you said 0.03%, which would be 30.
So let's just do this. 2,300. If I do this, see if I'm doing it right. Times.
See, that just sounds crazy.
Hold on.
That's too much THC.
How about this? But this is like very few of the product. 2,300 times just 0.3%. I have a calculator that does that. It comes to 6.9.
And it converts it to 0.003. Same deal.
So it's 6.9.
Yes.
Now 6.9 milligrams is actually almost a half a joint.
Well, if a joint's 36, it's at least 10% of a joint, or 20%.
Oh no! On mine, the one I said is the actual. On this research here, it said you actually get. Here's what it is. Look, they say how much TM you get. Only 20%. Hold on, they told us here. Damn it.
That product is really 2,300 milligrams.
Well, yeah.
You get 20 milligrams. You get 20
which is
milligrams.
About a half a teaspoon. It's not that much.
Okay,
right.
You inhale 12 milligrams with a great joint. That's how much you inhale.
I've been told.
With the great.
No. What I'm saying is with the best delivery system.
Well, actually, a vaporizer is the best delivery system. But.
Yeah, you're right. So listen to this, man. If 12 milligrams can make you high, then if you did 2 dropperfuls of that shit, you'd get high. I don't care how you look at it. You have as much THC, right?
If unless they really synthesize it so it's less than 0.3.
Well, no,
That's
this
the-
is the
that's
stuff
the
that they
legal-
want.
that's
This is
the
the
legal
full
limit.
spectrum.
Okay.
The THC free has 0. 0. You're not allowed to have 0.3 in the isolate. You're only allowed to have 0.3 in the stuff that has THC. That's the most you can have in the full spectrum.
Right. 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 That is the limit.
Right, for full spectrum.
303-429-6200. That's 429-6200.
Which one are you taking? Clearly the full spectrum, right?
No, I take mostly not the clear spectrum, but the full spectrum. But I tried the full spectrum the other night, and I felt a little more tranquil. But the CBD in and of itself, even without THC, has an effect on you. I don't care what they say. There is a psychotropic effect.
I didn't realize Panacea actually did marijuana CBD. I thought they did just hemp.
Well, what they said was they're both the same plant.
Right. Well,
but they do not distill down marijuana plant. They said it's the same plant. No, they don't do marijuana. What they do is they do hemp that could be classified if... I think what they were saying is the cannabis plant goes in 2 branches. If it has less THC, it's called hemp. And hemp is one of the things you get from it. You can get hemp from real marijuana too, but they don't bother because it goes the other direction for supplying. That's what I think they said.
Why would you waste all that good stuff?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. Bill wants to talk about a rental house. By the way, we are waiting for an answer from HUD on the woman who wanted an extra bedroom for her dogs. Now, they're service dogs, and she claims since they are legit service dogs and she is disabled and she gets Section 8, why not pay for the extra bedroom? I want to know truly what you think of this.
And Tom, she did call back and she said it's not all about the dogs. It's about them dragging their feet and not getting her into an apartment.
I know that, but she still needs help because it's still a 1-bedroom place they approved her for. So what does she mean it's not all about? I know what she's saying. She's saying I would have had a 2-bedroom if they didn't drag their feet because there was one available. But I don't believe that. I believe she would have been caught. I don't think she would have had a 2-bedroom. She seems to overlook that. She thinks the reason she has a 1-bedroom is because the one she had reserved, a 2-bedroom, was taken. No, here's what happened. I think that it was taken and they did delay, but they would have required a 1-bedroom anyway. It's not like it got past them. When it came right down to it, they would have said, wait a minute. We were approving you for a 2-bedroom.
But she only has a week left in her
eligibility
in her Section 8 that she's in right now, and she doesn't have another place.
I mean, she has to move here.
Right, she's got to move somewhere.
But she should take the 1-bedroom because she's not going to qualify for a 2-bedroom. Bill, speaking of housing, what's going on with you, sir?
Yeah, I've got a rental that I'm having quite a bit of trouble with. One problem is I've got a lot of damage to the roof that was caused by a neighbor's tree that I don't really have any proof that's what happened.
Well, your insurance should take care of it as long as there's damage there and it's not wearing out.
Yeah, well, it was a 3-time thing, and the people who were in there were behind on their rent, and so he was a handyman anyway, so rather than turn it into insurance and pay the deductible, I just told him to go ahead and do it and take it off the rent.
Yeah, and what's the problem?
Well, he done that. And then a few weeks later, another branch fell from the neighbor's tree and poked another hole. And so he said, well, yeah, he said, I can go ahead and fix that one too. And this is the third one was a pretty big one, and it broke.
Why are we going through all this one by one? What are we getting to, sir? What can we help you with?
Well, I don't know. I'm just wondering if I can turn this into insurance. It was a neighbor's tree.
Yes, you can, but you can't.
To get hold of the neighbors. If I turned in my insurance.
Bill, here's the hard part, okay?
Yeah.
You're not. First of all, if the tree's overhanging onto your property and fell onto your roof, their insurance is not going to pay it.
Oh, they're not?
No.
Well, I thought the neighbor's insurance would pay it.
Only if. Listen carefully, Bill. Listen. If the neighbors were negligent. Now listen, it doesn't mean they're negligent just because it happened. If this tree was obviously in bad condition and they didn't do anything and it was in imminent danger of damaging someone else's property, it is possible their insurance would pay. But they're also going to say you should have done something about it too, because you are entitled to do something. Now, in fact, they're only going to pay for one of those, because as soon as the second and third one happen, they're going to say, you should have trimmed back that tree. You have the right to do it on your property.
It's not mine, though. It's over. It fell off from the neighbor's property.
Did you hear anything I just said?
Yeah.
What did I say about it hanging over? If it's hanging over, you have the right to trim it.
It wasn't actually. It's a trailer house lot, and it was narrow, and it wasn't actually hanging over. It fell over onto my house because it was a dead tree.
Okay. Now, it was dead?
Yeah, it was a dead tree.
Where is it now? Did they take it down?
Yeah, well, part of it's still laying on the fence that was between our properties.
I think you would have an insurance claim, but you can't go retroactive. You already had stuff fixed. Call your company and have them come out and look at it. But any one of those branches falling could have been covered. But I'm not sure you get all three covered now. I don't know, but you should try.
They were fixed, and then it was fixed, but then the third one undone all the fix on all the others. It was, and right now it broke a truss, and the ceiling was hanging down.
And you're sure, hold on, Bill, you're sure these branches are falling down and hopping up onto your house? I mean, you're saying it's not...
Over a dead tree, yeah.
It's not overhanging. How does it fall on your roof?
It was just a real tall tree that just fell over.
Oh, the whole tree fell over. I get you.
Yeah,
I see.
A big old branch fell off from it.
Now I understand.
I understand. Time it was the whole
That's
tree.
an insurable event. If the whole tree fell and then it hung over your house and branches fell off and damaged your house, that first event will be covered. I don't know what the adjuster will say, because you could say, well, here's what I would say. This is exactly what I would say, Bill. This tree fell over and hit my house. I mitigated the damages by making these temporary repairs, but it keeps falling. I need to get this thing taken care of once and for all. That's the way I would do it, Bill.
The whole thing's down,
but that's what you have to tell them. And I know you're not doing a real good job of listening, so you may want to just play this back, the podcast, because I just gave you advice on how to handle it. But you seem to go right back to start. And then we hit start, and it goes all the way through as if I didn't say anything. Roger, what's going on with you? Hello, Roger. Roger?
Hey, Tom.
What's happening?
Thanks for taking my call. Well, you've talked about hypnotherapists in the past.
Yes, I have. I talked about Lee Ridner specifically.
Oh, okay. Would you have a number?
Yeah, Lee Ridner. Let me find it. I love this man. I don't think he's on the referral list anymore. He should be, and there's no reason he's not. It's not like there was a problem with him. He's a great guy. I think they went through a rough patch here with some sickness, but he's right up, and I think he's still operating at full speed. Here's his number. In fact, I want to get him back on. It's 720-218-0880. He is really good. He is really good. Listen, you got to be careful with these hypnotherapists, because you don't want a side circus show. You don't want to go out of there barking like a dog or something. You need somebody who's going to work on the problem and really do something. And by the way, that is a myth. You can't make someone do something that's against their core value or against their will. What it does...
It makes you want to bark like a dog.
Yeah. It actually, what it does is it enhances your desires, or it implants a desire to enhance, but it can't be in total conflict with you. So if you're a lot of people that truly want to quit smoking don't really want to quit. And those hypnotic suggestions are not truly nurtured within. If you truly want to... Yeah, what's your issue?
I got a little story for you. I mean, and I was wanting to find out if this would work. For example, when I was 17, I was working at a McDonald's, and my friend told me, hey, it worked, and we'll go camping. I told him, well, I had to go in and get my paycheck. So I told him, so I'll go in and get him a paycheck, and I'll just tell the boss that, hey, I'm not feeling well, and I need to go home.
Right.
So I did that, and he talked me into staying for another hour or two until someone else could come in. And during that time, I'm sitting there playing the part of acting like I'm sick. And when I finally got out of there, and we're heading up camping, I ended up getting a headache and nauseous, and I'm throwing up and made myself sick. So, like, I believe in the power of the mind.
Oh my goodness, that's incredible. You made yourself sick.
Yeah, I did. And about 3 months ago, or 4 months ago, I went to the doctor to get all kinds of blood work and physical and everything, and find out I got type 2 diabetes. My A1C was like 14 and stuff. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to go see about doing hypnotherapy and tell my brain to, cure myself and make my pancreas work and, get my body back in, healthy again.
All right, man. That is crazy. This guy made himself. What are you laughing at, John? He talked himself into being sick. You don't think that's possible? John Esquire? John Fuller?
Anything's possible.
I mean, or do you think he's a nut?
Well, I don't think he's a nut. I think he could have talked himself into being sick, but I don't think he can positively talk himself out of having diabetes by encouraging the pancreas to kick in.
Okay. Hypnotism can go a certain... Well, all self-talk, whether it's hypnotism or prayer, has a certain amount of power. Now, you mentioned something very, very interesting, though, about healing disease, which I actually have some ideas on that.
This is Denver's Talk Station with...
Of course, an elitist may not necessarily go along with it. They are for this doctor, they love pharmaceuticals.
I wasn't no Harvard-trained lawyer or anything, but...
Yeah.
That's lowly little DU. I mean, that's... But I was shocked to see that DU is more expensive than Harvard.
No way.
Wow. Fucking A.
Is it really?
Yes, sir. Harvard's like $36 grand a year. DU, the last time I checked, was up to like 42 or something.
Does it depend on your major?
Who's 36 a year?
Well, I'm talking about law school, but
Harvard's more than 36 a year.
Question me.
John!
You got Mark over here?
John, it's more than... I know people that have kids in there. It's way more than 36
and who's
a year.
Who's the elitist?
It's
Your
about
neighbors,
75 a year, I believe. I don't know about, you're saying law school, I'm saying college tuition is like 75 grand. Or 60 plus the extra fees, and come on.
51,900. That's what they're saying, 51,000.
All right. You know what? Chase Johnson is the one behind these two companies, Roofs by Johnson. And I know Chase and I know Johnson Construction, and this roofing is unbelievable. EuroShield, maximum insurance discounts, virtually indestructible. Lifetime warranty against hail. It's a hail-proof warranty. Stunning designs, wide variety of styles and colors, insulating and even soundproofing qualities. Eco-friendly. Do you know they recycle tires to make this roof? And it's a beautiful roof. Up to 1,000 tires can be recycled on an average roof. Oh man, this is cool. What you need to do is give them a call and find out about this roof. 303-719-ROOF. Lost track of time. 303-719-ROOF. Now, Chase also did something else. And he did retro foam, Rocky Mountain retro foam. Now that stuff sells itself. It's basically a way to insulate your home after it's been built. If you have an old home or if you have a home that had regular insulation in it, look at this video and you'll see why you should get Rocky Mountain retro foam to save up to 50% on energy bills, make your home quieter, like 80% more quiet, and it's environmentally friendly as well. It never gets hard. It wraps around wires and pipes. You can fish through it. You can snake through it. So it's really a great product. And when you see the video, it'll tell you everything you need to know to save energy up to 50%. FoamYourWalls.com. That's FoamYourWalls.com. That's Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. 720-676-6333. 720-676-6333. That is FoamYourWalls.com. FoamYourWalls.com. And the roofing one is Roofs byjohnson.com. Thanks. See, I can't hear when I'm reading. I mean, I can't hear what you're saying. I hear you saying something.
Here it says Harvard Law School 65.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
man, let's
okay.
think about it. Families that make,
But to him, it's like 30. That's why he said that.
families that make under 65 grand don't pay a dime to go to Harvard. It's completely ass free. Those that are between 65 and 150 are never asked to pay more than 10% of their income. So up to 150, 15 grand is the most that you'll pay to go to Harvard.
Is that true?
Yes. Why would I make this shit up? I'm trying to be a
good steward,
bearer of information.
But you have to
so
qualify
you can get over
academically.
these elitist attitudes that you have.
Yeah, but the only way you qualify is these assholes raising money from the rich to make themselves more rich.
And the problem with that is
the application fees only $85.
I think you should go after the billionaires that fund these.
See, you're just a closet damn dripping bedwetting liberal over here, okay? Not even so much in the closet. You profess to be apolitical, but really and truly I see your colors here.
Actually, I don't think you should go after billionaires. There's only 2,000 in the world. Make them all move here, and it wouldn't run the country. But I would do the other thing. I think take their endowments away and their tax-free status. They're full of shit. These schools are full of shit.
I agree with that.
Why should they have tax-free billions, these big liberal elitist colleges, which of course, you know, goes without saying.
And there's another thing, people who donated it probably donated their stuff tax-free, so.
Absolutely.
No, they get a deduction, but
don't
here's
mess with
the
my
thing.
discount.
They are liberal elitists. They're the ones preaching, go after the rich, and they're the richest of all.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It doesn't make sense to me. Open your fucking doors and let the world feast on your bones. It should be. Let them get an education.
I think that sounds wonderful, Tom. I just think that it fails in the implementation because you can't harp on this if that's the only thing that keeps them out, and they can test for qualifications. It's never the only thing that keeps them out.
Yes.
But
well, no, it's never the only thing. But hold on.
But that was your test.
No, but excuse me. We shouldn't say it's never. Here's what I contend. A lot of people don't try because of money. And if they had to belong to a few more clubs here and there and make... Like, for example, when you start high school, you really do look at your prospects. I swear to God, for college. And you think, oh, I need a foreign language, I need this, I need that. If you have a hope of college. If you have no hope of college, some people don't bother. They, honest to goodness, don't. And I think...
some people were... Not everybody is destined to go to college. Not everybody should.
Sure. That's for sure.
I
Including the rich kids that are there.
Exactly.
I don't disagree with that. I mean,
all I'm saying is, why should money be the factor, not something else? I think academics should be the deciding factor.
I look at that, Tom, and then I look at my own situation. I put myself through college. Okay?
And so did I.
So what's the big fucking impediment?
Because
I borrowed the money and went.
Because sometimes you're so downtrodden you fucking can't.
Well, that's not an opportunity barrier. What is making it free going to change about that?
Well,
you still got to go work to pay your rent, and you don't have the opportunity, and you don't have the...
You know what? The notion that there's help out there for people to pull themselves up by their bootstraps is fucking horse shit. There.
I disagree.
Yeah. Just because a few do it doesn't make it the norm.
Find out if your small business is paying for workers' comp.
It's horse shit.
I don't know.
I
really
think the
don't
way they
agree with
raise,
that.
do they want to do that, or do they really have that fire in them to do it?
Tom,
That's
I asked the newsroom for the answer on line
you
one,
don't
and I got it.
You got GI Bill then.
But it was different because, not that far.
Yeah.
Because I was only in for a couple of years, so it was, predicated on how long you were in. So.
Hey, Taos. How do you spell Taos?
Taos.
Yeah, but okay, they're telling me it's wrong spelled on Snopes, but then they don't give me a correction. Oh, this is me. 303-713-TALK. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Make your own appointment. Simply Floors Inc. They have that holiday thing going on. Not only do you get the normal discounts of 20, 30, 40, sometimes 50% over big boxes and stuff, they pass them on, Buddy and Karen. But they're adding an extra 5% discount, and that's huge on the big discounts anyway. And then they have special Shaw discounts and rebates, and then they have
expert installation and everything else. It's truly the place to go if you want all the floor coverings. Make your own appointment at home. That's simplyfloorsinc.com. All right. John's got a comment on Snopes. What's happening?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hi,
what's going on?
Hey, several years ago, I was checking on Snopes, and I found out that it was started by a man and wife, very liberal man and wife couple, and somebody told me about factorfiction.com.
And
there was a time, quite some time ago, I looked at both of them to see what the results of the same. I think it was by a email subject or something like that.
Yeah.
And they were vastly different. And I found out that factorfiction.com seemed to be the most accurate.
Interesting.
Pass it along.
I'm going to look at it. Thank you very much. I'd like to look at that. 303-713-TALK. Mike, you know something about the New Mexican or the New Mexico hum or the Taos hum?
Yeah, first time I want to say I love your show. I've been listening to you right after Alan Berg.
Oh, man.
How long it's been.
That's when it started all. Yeah, I was just filling in. What's happening?
Well, the New Mexico thing, I think it's different than, but have you heard of these wind turbine subsonic, infrasonic vibrations and hums that drive people crazy? And they changed the weather right out here at DIA.
Oh. I hope your tongue is in your cheek there, or are you
No.
Okay. So.
No.
Okay, hold on a second.
Tom.
Start tracing the call for the straitjacket.
Tom.
Yes.
Rick was just talking about this because he works on power, and he said that the sound that those make are sending rattlesnakes into town.
Hold on.
Because they can't handle it.
Hold on. I'm surrounded by them. You're telling me that the sound that the turbine's making, the underground turbines, in
vibration. No.
What?
Above ground turbines.
Oh, the turbines above ground.
Yeah.
The windmills at DIA.
Yeah, and everywhere in England and elsewhere.
Okay, like all that. There's a big field of them. I fly over them all the time. Where the hell? Southeast, I think. There's a big giant field of them. I went over.
Off of I-70, they're all over.
Or is it north? I don't. You don't fly with me. Okay. So anyway, anyway. When I fly over them, I see these things, and you're saying they create a hum under the ground, or vibration?
Mike Nelson of Channel 7 News, weather chief meteorologist, will admit and tell you that those wind turbines out there change the wind patterns that throw off their radar out there.
Okay, but what does that have to do with the vibration thing then?
Well, the blades as they churn.
Yes.
They disturb the air, and they create a low frequency vibration.
Okay.
That transmits through the tower into the ground.
Okay.
I mean, look at
Okay, keep going, and the vibration goes in the ground and ruins your lettuce. What?
No, it affects people's hearing, and gets into their heads.
Yours?
Oh, look at. No.
Okay.
I'm far away.
But you believe? No. Listen, Mike. Mike. I'm just kidding with you. But I want to ask you something.
I know.
Hold on. In all seriousness, wait. I need to ask. Do you believe this phenomenon is going on and affecting people's psyche?
Yeah, I do, and I wear my tinfoil hat, so I'm immune to the effects. But no, I really do believe in it.
You really do?
It's true. No, it's true. It's true. Just
like the wind, Tom.
Everything in the world.
The wind.
Everything in the world is. I know what you're saying. Everything in the world causes some kind of reaction to the environment or some impact on the environment. Obviously, but I doubt there are people sensitive enough, like these people who claim to have environmental sensitivities where they can't go out of their house and they live kind of in a bubble. I mean, I don't even want to tell you about a trick we did one time on somebody with this old brick under the bed, thinking that they weren't feeling sick at all and didn't affect them one bit. And then when we revealed what we did, it was I knew I wasn't feeling 100%. Dan, what did you say about the wind? Negative ions.
Right, and just like say it's just that
winds cause irritability and all of that. Yes, it does. It affects our moods. The weather affects our moods. A lot of that, yeah, is from association. Some of that is actual, like supposedly this effect of negative ions in the atmosphere. But Mike, these wind turbines, we don't have enough of them to appreciably change anything, do we? I mean, Daphne says it's driving rats or rattlesnakes into the cities. So come on, Daphne.
Do you want me to get Rick on?
No.
He'll talk to it.
Well, people nearby.
No, I don't want to get your husband on because right now authorities are not looking for him. I don't want like people being branded. So the vibration is causing people to go crazy. Well, that's what it's doing in Taos, but no one acknowledges this in Taos. I mean, no one official. They don't officially acknowledge it. 303-713-TALK.
Now, impact traffic.
Oh, my God.
It's just like certain animals
we
can
got
predict,
way out there today.
Certain animals can predict earthquakes just by hearing that vibration.
You have some fun, crazy people that call the show. I don't know how you put up with it.
It got cold in here, didn't it? Isn't it cold?
It feels all right to me. It's a little cool, but it feels all right.
It's the wind.
It's the wind. Actually, it ends up being a lot sunnier day than they predicted. That's what I like about Colorado. Where'd you come from?
Oregon.
Oregon? Oh, God, you must. The coast?
Yeah, no, I lived in Portland.
Okay, well, that's pretty close.
Okay, I got a little spot here, guys.
A lot of rain, huh?
You remember I told you, you want your attorney in mind before something actually happens. I always tout that with John Fuller. You know, I say, if you're not in an accident, okay, fine, don't go shopping right afterwards. Just remember, John Fuller, I say that about all my attorneys. You heard me say that about criminal defense attorneys with Joe Lazzara. Now I want to tell you about estate planning. You know, obviously, if you have someone in trouble, someone in trouble and they're about to die and they want to do some planning, you know, you got to do something urgent, they'll do it there at milehighstateplanning.com. Blake Harris will also, of course, help you if someone dies. You have to go to probate immediately. But his real deal, the real focus of his practice is planning ahead. It is asset protection and protecting your estate, trusts, living trusts, probate, dissolving, amending, forming, and there's always free consultations. So if you ever have a question regarding an estate, you want to start planning, you can call or text them 720-924-6171. How's that for personalized attention, giving you his cell phone? 720-924-6171. milehighesstateplanning.com.
You would ask me about the outreach and all that, and
yes,
with what we do and with the attorney and others I bring along with me. But the biggest thing I talk about to folks is we bury over 90% of the homeless and indigent population in the Denver metro area for free.
You do?
Yeah, we do.
90%?
90%.
Well, how do they know to come to you?
So
they're dead.
Yeah, well, their family. You know, either they'll come and they'll say, you know, they were on, through their state assistance, burial assistance, social service, you know, and they're receiving that assistance through the state, and we bury them. And we'll also do their funeral too, you know. And sometimes they'll go to other mortuaries, but still
That's really good.
No, we do a lot of work, you know, as the church for people in need.
So on a homeless person and stuff, wouldn't it just be cheaper to do the cremation versus the burying? Or
see these guys, elitists, they're going to put them in trash bags.
Trash bag.
Why should cash be the only determining factor when it comes to a good funeral?
The wind turbine. Because you don't know what they wanted to do, right?
Yeah, just trash them.
And 90% of the time, it's full body for the burial.
Full body?
Yeah, well, in the casket.
I was going to say, what the hell else you bury? Just the penis? I mean,
that's for my full body.
What do they mean, full body?
In the casket.
But what I'm saying, what is there other than full body casualty?
It's just regular. It's cremation. And
an urn.
Yeah, an urn.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, but
most
everything and a coroner rotation, they require full body. So when the coroner assigns you a person to be buried, you have to bury them in a casket. You cannot do a cremation just in case they have to exhume at a later date because a family member somehow.
I wonder how much exhumations happen.
We do a lot of disinterment. Because
Come on!
We do at least 2 a month because sometimes family want to cremate grandma and bring them with them to, let's say, Nevada, or not let
Are
the
you
dead
shitting me?
get
What do you charge for disinterment? I like that term. I'd rather have a
I think it's under 50.
resurrection.
Yeah.
So then frees up a space.
Well, yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Do you know all the shows that have centered around people coming back? I mean, I don't mean zombie stuff. I mean, like, I've watched a number of series. They're very cool on Netflix about people coming back. All of a sudden, they're just back, and like no one knows why. It's so cool. There was one done in Australia, I believe, and I watched just recently.
Does it matter if
it's called
cremated or buried?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think they address that, but like, there was one called 4900 where these people just reappeared that had disappeared years ago over different periods of time for UFOs, and then they're just put back on Earth. There's another one called Glitch. Have you ever seen that? Glitch? That's the one with Australia. Go watch this shit. Don't you watch TV?
I watch really good.
Hi, Tom Martino here. When John's not here, John Fuller, Esquire, you can reach him at 303-597-4500. Why do attorneys put Esquire at the end of their name? You don't do that, but why do they do that? What does it mean, gentlemen?
It just means an esteemed
it's an old
person,
English,
very old English.
Do they still wear? They really wear wigs in England still, don't they?
Yes.
It's like headwear. It's a hat almost.
Sure.
Why do they do that? Seriously, it's amazing to me that they still wear those white wigs. Yeah. What a tradition. I mean, gosh. I was watching a show, one of the many shows I watched from BBC, and they had a trial, and I thought it was because it was it was set in the olden days or the old fashioned. But then I saw one about a recent trial, and they really wear wigs.
Stuff. Yep. The barristers. Yep.
Okay. And I guess they all do. If you participate, you wear a wig, unless of course you're a witness. Hey, Bill, what's going on with you? Hi, Bill. We have lines open. Hey. You get right through 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. What's going on, Bill?
Hey, yeah, you're the only one that can help me. I've written a post and everything.
What are you talking about?
But the mass media talks every day about fire, the Mama fire and the Salida fire, but they never talk about this snowstorm. Did it put out the fires or not?
What do you mean they didn't talk about it? I had heard nothing but snow.
You would think these snowstorms would put out the fire, and they don't say that. They just talked about the fire when it was going, and I can't believe they wouldn't say that the snowstorm put the fires out.
Okay, because maybe they didn't, you're saying, or maybe they did. You just want to know. By the way, the snowstorm had no effect on the fires, or by the way, the snowstorm put out the fires, right? Something like that.
They should tell us if the snow put out the fire, but they're mute about that. You know?
Yeah, you know what? You bring up a point because they bring us stories about how the snow affects everything else in the universe. Like, hey, I'm standing in the snow. Next live shot. Hey, I'm also in the snow. They're walking in the snow, touching the snow, feeling the snow. It's like, yeah, it's snowing here too. And I often wonder about this. Believe me, I was part of it for years. I just can't stand the many live shots when it snows. It's almost like it's novel standing out there. I'm at the side of the road, and as you can see, there's snow. Okay, and take it away. I'm over at school, and look at this. My feet. I'm going to rub them back and forth in the snow so you can see how deep it is. It's honest to God. I mean, we treat it like not just breaking news, but some urgent thing going on.
Hurricane.
So why not? Yeah, like hurricane crap, right? So why not just
say, we're up at the fires and look at the snow. It's putting it out, but it probably didn't put it out. I don't know. What's going on, Daft? Did you check with the newsroom?
I did.
Bill, we did get an answer, so go ahead. What did we find out?
I asked the newsroom. It is 100% contained. Now, that means that the fire line, they've got it surrounded.
Yeah. Right, they got it surrounded,
but it's still
not
smoldering.
Out.
It was 1.5 inches that hit up there, so that's not enough to really put it out, but they do have it. It gave them a chance to contain it.
How's that for a news report, Bill?
Yeah, thanks.
All right, man. That was pretty underwhelming after all that work
I thought I did a really good job.
Listen, it's like it is contained. That probably happened before the snow. I don't think snow hurts, but I never actually thought of that. Snow and fire. It would seem to me snow does not come down in enough volume that it would put out the fire or have any effect on it, because I think it would evaporate before it got to it. That's what I would say. And it would not evaporate at a rate enough to douse itself out. Anthony, what's going on with you? Hey. Hello, Anthony. What's happening?
Oh, not much. How are you, Tom?
I'm doing good. What do you want to know about, sir?
Well, I got a question on that CBD oil that you use.
Yes, I use the chewable with no THC. They do have gel caps, and the soft gels have both. They have one formulation with THC and one formulation without. And even the ones with THC only are limited to 0.3%. So go on.
Okay, well, that's my question, is because I have a CDL, and if we get caught with any type of like a drug test like that, will that pass?
Here's what they said.
Not pass?
Here's what they say. That it's the THC that they test for. And if you have any THC, even the 0.3, you will be out of luck. Now, however, I want to say this. The no THC stuff will not show THC when it comes from Panacea. However, they say that there are many non or zero THC products out there that will show up anyway because they're lying to you about it. Now, Panacea stands by their zero THC, but that doesn't mean that I'm telling you to take their zero THC and don't worry about it, because I don't have any idea what else they're looking for. There could be something that they do with possibly the cannabis plant that would show up with CBD. I don't know that. So I can't tell you that it's okay for a CDL. But you know what? Tomorrow we will have someone on to ask that.